voices start to disappear. In the wind, in the tongues of the flame. In my soul, in my one true name. Back before we learned the words to start a fight. Back before they told us that the haters were right. He spoke the truth, let there be, and there was. Love's the language, love's your native tongue. My heart is a beating on my head. In oblivion, my soul, such a long way from my lips, my lungs, my native tongue. My friend, where did we go wrong? My Lord, we forgot our sound. My soul, such a long way from my lips, my lungs, my native tongue. So sing it out, get loud, yeah. Louder than the voices in the crowd, yeah. Even when they try to drown you out, yeah. Your lips, your lungs, your native tongue. So sing it out, get loud, yeah. Louder than the darkness and the doubts, yeah. Louder than the curses and the shouts, yeah. Your lips, your lungs, your native tongue. Is a beating on my head. In oblivion, my soul, such a long way from my lips, my lungs, my native tongue. My friends, where did we go wrong? My Lord, we forgot our sound. My soul, such a long way from my lips, my lungs, my native tongue.
I suppose we should get going.
Let's go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, good morning to
man.
you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Live from the Dream Style Remodeling Star 88 Studios. It is Tuesday. It is January 22. The year 2019. Dead body. How's everybody's weekend? Good morning. We're live on YouTube. You guys can hang out with us, watch the show. Star 88 FM on YouTube's. And phone lines are open if you'd like to call in. 505-338-3700. And you can text in as well. What's the live line number, Steve-O?
505-585-LIVE. That's 505-585-5483. Text in, be part of the show.
Shoot us a text.
Hang out with us.
Don't text and drive, guys. Hands at 2 and 10 and 2. 10 and 2. 10 and 2. That's right. Good morning. How was everybody's weekend? I can't wait to hear all of the goodness that happened with the Jeter clan this weekend in beautiful L.A.
Forget the clan, just the grown-ups, man.
Just the grown-ups. You left
Just
the kids
the
at home.
grown-ups.
So where do you want to start? Because Steve-O and I haven't really talked at all.
I know, right? It's like, save it for radio.
Yeah.
I've been like quiet, and then like the second we're in a room together, I'm like,
There's so much.
okay, this and this.
gosh.
Okay, I got to save it. I'm trying to save everything for the show. I want your honest reactions to
Yeah.
life. But yeah, for those who don't know, my wife turned 40 this weekend.
Ooh.
And so, you know, when I turned 40, she had this giant surprise party, and Thebes came out from California, and the Thigpins came from New York.
Well,
And
Christy's, Christy, she's a very low-key, total opposite of you,
Yes.
where she doesn't want the party.
She didn't. So for me, it was like giant party, lots of friends and fun, and she made it very clear, like right after, I think it was actually at my party,
It
that
was
she
our
said-
party, by the way.
it was
Thank
our
you.
party. It was our
Gosh,
party.
man.
God, sorry.
It's okay. Go
That
ahead.
she said, "Hey, I don't want this. I don't want this," because she's not a huge fan of crowds. So
Right. Yeah.
she doesn't like the attention being on her. She was the kid that when she was little and it was her party and people would start singing happy birthday to her, she'd cry and like climb under the table.
Gosh, weird. The
She
same
hates,
person.
She hates the attention
Yeah,
being on
I don't
her.
like it either.
So I immediately began the task of, well, what am I going to do? Because it's still a big deal. And how do I make it awesome for her, but also what she would want? So planned a surprise trip. I didn't tell her. We waited till like a couple days before we left. I was going to like just surprise her full on, but we had to get the kids to her parents and all these things. So I had to tell her the day before. But so we went to Venice Beach and stayed there for a few days.
Nice. How was the weather? Was it perfect?
Dude, it was
Oh.
amazing.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. Weather was perfect. We stayed at Venice Beach and mostly hung around that area, Venice and Santa Monica area, and went up to LA, of course, because she's like the biggest Harry Potter nerd I know, and so took her up to Universal Studios so we could go to Hogwarts.
Nice. Did she love it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it more for little kids? Is that why?
You know, you go out to California for like, say you go to Disneyland and you can turn a whole trip into going to Disneyland. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like days on end of Disney and it's crazy. We got there right when it opened and we had like early park admission and we crushed everything in the park and we're done by like 1
Wow. Really?
p.m.
Huh.
Same day. So it was
Really?
like, well, we've done all the rides. I got to meet my hero, Beetlejuice.
I saw that picture.
So, now what? And we left.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
You didn't want to do another
So I
run
will
through?
say, don't make a trip out of trying to go to Universal Studios Hollywood because we crushed the entire park in like half a day.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it busy?
Nah.
Oh, that's nice.
It was Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, of course, and so it was a Saturday, and I was expecting it to be busy, but it's January, and so it was really chill. Like the giant Harry Potter ride, the big ride.
Yeah?
I think we were in line for 10 minutes.
What are you on, like a broomstick or something?
It's simulated
Yeah?
like you're supposed to be. It reminded me of have you ever done the Soarin' in California
Oh,
Adventure?
yeah.
Okay, so picture that.
It's like 4D where you can smell things?
Yeah. Except the things you don't want to smell them because it's like dementors and giant spiders. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. There's a Transformers ride that was mind-blowingly
Oh, that's
cool.
cool. Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. But seriously, we crushed all of the rides in the park in like half a day. And
Yeah?
so it was like, well, now what? And she was like, her favorite fighter on the planet is Cowboy Cerrone. And so it was like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Congratulations
So
to
that was-
Cowboy.
She was more excited about that than even going to like Universal Studios. So it was like, we gotta go. We gotta find a place to watch the fights. So
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't realize that, it would be kind of. This doesn't sound like it was lame, but
nah, it
Pretty
wasn't.
quick.
It wasn't lame at all. I don't want to paint.
do you think
a
it would have
picture
been an
of it being
all-day
lame.
thing if it was packed? It would have been.
Possibly, and if the kids were there, because we rode all of the rides one time, and then we're like, well, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because there was like a mummy ride, which was fun, like the Universal Monster stuff. The Transformers ride was really, really cool. But yeah, we had like crushed it all, and the Jurassic Park ride, which was like the big ride when I was in high school, closed.
Oh.
So they're redoing it. So I'm sure when that reopens, that'll be big. We did the studio tour, which was fun. Driving through the set of The Good Place and all these different shows that they're
Nice.
currently filming. We saw everybody's like parking spots for Will and Grace and stuff. And
That's cool.
yeah, so
Good.
so it was fun, and it was. I hear though, if you're a Harry Potter fan, Florida's where you want to go because Universal Studios Hollywood is like a miniature version of it.
Oh, okay.
So the big spectacle is in Florida.
Mm.
And so, yeah, it was fun. It was fun, but we weren't expecting our Friday night to be our Friday night, and I think that also had an effect on how we felt about Universal Studios because while it was a good time, that was why we went out there, And then turns out we weren't paying attention, but the Clippers were playing the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, man.
And, you know, being best friends with Mike Brown, texted him and it was like, dude, you guys are in town? We're in town. So,
Oh, what a coinky-dink.
what? That's crazy. And it wasn't a plan, but Mike actually got Chrissy tickets for her birthday to her first NBA game.
Oh,
so
man. That was her first
that
NBA
wasn't,
game.
Yeah, that
Wow.
wasn't even a part of the plan.
Yeah.
Like, that was a surprise to me, too. But we got family passes to the Clippers Warriors game, and we were like down close to the action. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw like during warm-ups, I was like the nerd on the sideline shaking like 8 feet away from Kevin Durant. Like, oh my gosh.
You should have seen it. So this was, I was so annoyed with Steve-O. I was out Ubering.
I'm like calling him.
Yeah, I was
I'm
out
like sending him
Ubering.
videos like, answer the phone!
And I have my phone. When you're Ubering, you can't, you have your phone like, it's hands-free, right? So you have it up on your dashboard, and I always have my sound on my phone. So I'm just like texting, bing, bing, and I can't reach over to like, it's like a weird, like, I can't turn off the sound.
You didn't get a tip from that person? They're
Oh
like,
my
"Man,
gosh!
this guy's
Seriously,
popular."
And I'm like, I had to apologize to the to my passenger, and I'm like, sorry, my friend, he's at an NBA game, and
it was
like,
my first one too, man.
Bing! And then all of a sudden he calls me, and I'm like, oh my gosh! He was like right in the middle of like I needed to know the GPS, and then all of a sudden like Steve Jeter calling you. I'm like, stop it! He's driving me crazy.
I was just excited because you're a fan, and now I'm a fan.
Well, I wanted to talk to you,
Warriors!
but I couldn't. I was out Ubering. I was out working, man.
Dude, it was unreal. Now, I will say the crowd was terrible. And after the game, Mike came out. We ended up going out afterwards, but Mike was like, hey, man, sorry this was your first game. You're coming to a game at Oracle because, you know.
Why was the crowd terrible? What do you mean?
It's L.A. And so he was like, unfortunately, he said, this is L.A. This is Laker games and more so even Clipper games because people are watching the game, but people are also mostly celebrity watching. And I will admit,
Yeah?
at one point in the game, they're like, all right, let's say hi to some of our fans tonight. And they're like, Jennifer Gardner's here. And she's like
I would've
waving.
lost
And it's
my
like,
mind.
and they're showing celebrities. And then they go, and a special shout out to Emma Stone, who's with us tonight. Let me just tell you.
You like Emma Stone, huh? See, I like Jennifer Garner.
I almost choked. Like Chrissy and our friend Ro was with us, and they were in tears because I'm like, and then for the next 5 minutes, forget the NBA game. I
my
was
God.
scanning everywhere, like, and finally they like hit my arm and they're like, dude, she's right there. And then that was it. Like Emma Stone was sitting right there by
my
Mike
gosh.
Brown, like right over here from us. And so I'm like watching the game, but then I'm like, oh, is Emma still watching? Oh, she's
Oh
still
my gosh!
enjoying the
Did
game.
Christy throat punch you?
No, she laughed because she knows I have an affection for Emma Stone. I think she's one of the funniest people on the planet.
Yeah,
and
Patrick
she's
Stewart was there.
Amazing.
Christy would have lost.
So no joke, I was so distracted, like trying to watch the game, but then I'd go back to Emma. Like, what's Emma doing? Is Emma cool?
Oh my
she's
gosh.
cool. And so but Mike said that's how it is in LA.
Yeah.
Because there's so many celebrities that you just. You're distracted the whole time, and so there's not a lot of, and you know it's the Clippers, so they're
Yeah.
like, Clipper Nation, make some noise, and 7 people are like, yeah, you know.
It is weird going to a professional game, football or NBA, because there's no commentators. So you
Yeah.
just show up and it's just the game, and it's weird.
Well, and we're used to the pit here, you
Yeah.
know, the Lobos, and it's loud and it's crazy and it's fun, and it was so not that.
Yeah.
So I was expecting a lot more, but you know, when your team is playing the champs.
Yeah, did they just blow out the Clippers?
Well, and it was Boogie's first game as a Warrior,
Oh,
so we got
nice.
to see his first game. So there were more Golden State Warrior fans in the stadium than there were or the arena than there were Clipper fans. And so anytime they were doing something, it was supposed to be for Clippers defense, and like all you can hear is the commentator guy yelling defense, and nobody's yelling defense because everyone's there to see the Warriors.
Yeah.
You know, so
did you guys get any pictures with any of the players, or
well.
did you get to meet any of them?
So here's the thing.
I feel like being best friends with Mike Brown, you take advantage of that.
So Mike, we had these like family passes, and so after the game, security's ushering everybody out, and it's like, not us. And so they take you down to this family section where you can wait, because everybody, they go and shower and do their little post-game interviews, and then they come out to see their family. So we're like just hanging out in this area, and Chrissy just keeps grabbing my arm because all of a sudden I look up and Coach Steve Kerr is like 2 feet away from me, just standing right by me, and he was signing autographs and taking pictures with like little kids that were there, like family.
Yeah.
And then Klay Thompson walks and he's standing by us. Draymond came out. Draymond Green, number 23, came out, and he's hugging Elijah Brown, Mike Brown's son, and we're just standing there like, act like you've been here before.
Yeah.
Just be cool. You want to keep
cool.
doing this?
Stay cool.
Then don't be the dumb fan that's asking for photos with all the players.
Oh man.
So we were just hanging out, and Mike finally came out, and we ended up we hung out with him, and then afterwards it was like, dude, Chrissy, you're turning 40 at midnight. Let's go out. And so we went out that night.
That's awesome.
Even though we were supposed to be at Universal like 6 hours later. So
oh, man.
We ended up going out, and it was cool because we went back to the hotel in Beverly Hills where the Warriors were staying.
Yeah.
So I'm like standing there, and we're like waiting, and Iguodala walks in.
Oh
and
my gosh. Iggy did?
I've been a fan of his since the 76ers. So he walked in, and he's standing like feet away from me, and I'm just like, don't stare.
Be cool, man. Be cool. You didn't whip out your smartphone?
Nope.
Really? See, that
No.
surprises me. Oh, don't say that, because the first time we hung out with Mike Brown, guess what Steve-O did the entire night? Whipped out a smartphone. I seriously thought Mike Brown's never going to hang out with us ever again. And now you guys are like best friends. You guys hang out. I'm serious. Like, I was annoyed with you when we were at that NBA party, and you just were constantly going up to Mike like, hey, bro, let's take a selfie. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Be cool. So it's odd to me that you're like being cool now.
To be fair, that party, it was a little, it was a little crazy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun.
Because you're the guy that like whips out the phone and wants to take a picture and story and selfie and Instagram and man, that's
nope.
All right, well,
yeah,
that's
no
still
pictures.
disappointing.
Well, I mean, we got pictures with everybody. Like, it was really cool because then we're hanging out with Mike, and he's got all of his friends there that he grew up with in Germany.
Ooh.
That were in LA, and one's like a Disney animator. One is a reporter for ESPN. She covered the decision with LeBron, and now she's out in LA. Yeah, she was covering the Rams game, and so it was a lot of really cool people.
That's
we just had a really good time, and yeah.
That sounds awesome, man. I'm sure you have a
billion
many
stories.
More. Yes.
Speaking of celebrities, I had one encounter that,
Yeah? Okay.
yeah.
Can't wait. Good morning, guys. Yes.
I gotta say one more thing about that game. Coolio did the halftime show.
Yeah? Were you losing your mind?
It was so bad.
Oh, man. What do you mean?
It was so bad. He did Fantastic Voyage or whatever that song's called.
It's the only thing.
Gangster's Paradise.
Well, yeah.
And it was
bad?
so bad.
Ugh.
The one dude that was like, been spending most of our life. That guy was amazing. And Coolio was breathy, man.
Oh.
And old.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't having it. He did 2 songs, and I don't think he would have survived a third. So 2's good.
Amazing. All right, we got to take a quick break. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. You want to hang out with us? You can watch the show at Star 88 FM on YouTube. We're live from the Dreamstyle Remodeling Star 88 Studios, and we'll be right back. Hang out.
I'm Heidi, and here's what's happening. Do you know about a free event happening in the near future? Maybe for your church, like a Bible study, or an outreach event, or maybe something for your community, like a free concert. If you do, let us know about it. We'll talk about your free events on the air and feature it on our website. All you have to do is fill out the form online at star88.fm. For more information about events happening in your community and so much more, visit star88.fm. For what's happening, I'm Heidi, and this is Star 88.
Whether at home or the workplace, we're all leaders. Become a better leader in this leadership moment with Craig Rochelle.
Kurt Richardson says this. Kurt says, failure is a part of innovation, perhaps the most important part. I love that quote. Some people will say this. They'll sometimes say, well, for us, failure's not an option. What I would say is you're absolutely right. Failure is not an option if you want to be innovative. It is a necessity. You're going to have to be willing to fail. Elon Musk, he says this. He says, failure is an option here. Then he says, if you're not failing, you're not innovating enough. What do we know about our organizations? We're all going to make mistakes, right? When we make mistakes, the type of mistakes we want to make are aggressive ones. We want to make mistakes attempting something new, not passive mistakes, holding back and always playing it safe.
That was Craig Rochelle on a Star 88 Leadership Moment. Hear more at life.church/leadership podcast.
We all bleed the same. We're more beautiful when we come together. We all bleed the same. So tell me why we're divided. Woke up today, another headline, another innocent life is taken in the name of hatred. So hard to take. And if we think that it's all good, then we're mistaken. 'Cause my heart is breaking. Tell it, DC. Are you left? Are you right? Pointing fingers, taking sides. When are we gonna realize we all bleed the same? We're more beautiful when we come together. We all bleed the same. So tell me why we're divided. If we're gonna fight, let's fight for each other. If we're gonna shout, let love be the cry. We all bleed the same. So tell me why we're divided. Tell me, who are we to judge someone by the kind of clothes they're wearing or the color of their skin? Are you black? Are you white? Are we all the same inside? Father, open our eyes to see we all bleed the same. We're more beautiful when we come together. We all bleed the same. So tell me why we're divided. If we're gonna fight, let's fight for each other. If we're gonna shout, let love be the cry. We all bleed the same. So tell me why we're divided. Only love can drive out all the darkness. What are we fighting for? We were made to carry one another. We were made for more. Said only love can drive out all the darkness. What are we fighting for? Yeah, we were made to carry one another. We were made for more. We all bleed the same. We're more beautiful when we come together. We all bleed the same. So tell me why we're divided. If we're gonna fight, let's fight for each other. If we're gonna shout, let love be the cry. We all bleed the same. Let's stand united. Let's stand united.
Mandisa, bleed the same. It's on Star 88, 6:30. Good morning.
Oh, I didn't even check the high today.
Hey, what's the high?
So used to the high being like 72 that.
It was like 66 yesterday.
Oh, cool. It's going to snow today, and the high is 42 degrees.
Oh boy, here we go.
So glad to be home.
Good morning.
Morning Invasion.
Sure is. Good morning. Yeah, I guess it's coming down close to the mountain. Welcome to the show. Yeah, that's right. Let's have another snow day, guys. Welcome to it. If you guys want to hang out, we're on YouTube. We're live. Morning, Jarrett. What's up, Jay Marie, Matthew, Paul, Sarah, Andres, Miguel, Emma, all hanging out. Jeff, what's up? Casey? How's everybody's weekend? Phone lines are open, 505-338-3700 if you'd like to call into the show. We love hearing from you. You want to chime in? Got something on your mind you want to share? Steve-O and his bride went down to Venice Beach this weekend, and he just recapped. You recapped Harry Potter Land.
Yeah.
And you guys went to an NBA game. You saw the Clippers and the Warriors play.
That was my first NBA game ever. And so now I get it. Like, I didn't get the craze for the Warriors, and now I do.
What do you mean?
Instantaneously, it was like, you couldn't not root for them. Do you know what I mean? It was the first time since, I believe, the 60s that all 5 starting players were all-stars.
Yeah.
And it was... poor Boogie kept getting in foul trouble. He got like 2 fouls in his first minute in the game. And so...
Yeah, I think probably the 7, like the top 7 like players, like the 6th man, 7th man, they're all-stars too.
Dude.
Like seriously.
It was
the whole
crazy.
The whole crew is just ridiculous.
And they functioned so well. Watching them, it was just...
It's a fine old machine right there.
Yeah, man. On
That's
the flip side, I couldn't name a singular Clipper.
Yeah.
Like, they came out and it was like the starting 5. I think Gallinari was the only guy that I'm like, oh, yeah, I know you. Like, during a presentation, it was like, let's give it up for our guests, hosts of the night. And it was Darius Miles and Quentin Richardson, like 2 retired Clippers. And I'm like, hey, I remember that squad. I don't know you guys. I don't know any of the current Clippers.
Yeah.
So it was just, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know either.
Yeah, dude. But it was a lot of fun, and I will say, go Warriors. I enjoyed watching them for sure.
That's awesome.
I've never really had a team since MJ retired, so
yeah,
yeah.
Well, did you guys get a chance to watch any football? Because that was
Well, we were in LA for the Rams game,
right?
So everyone was in blue and yellow, and we ended up finding a good spot, and we watched the entire Chiefs-Patriots game with some Patriot fans, and then a guy who lives across the street from Andy Reid and is a season ticket holder, has been for years for the Chiefs, but his son had planned to visit for them, and they're like, they're probably not going to make it this far this year, so they booked this trip, and then they're sitting there next to us watching the game intently. Oh, we watched.
Gosh.
We watched.
Yeah, I didn't watch.
Oh, gosh.
But I heard all about it. And did both games go into overtime? Is that what I heard, or just one of them? Just the Patriots game?
No.
Or both games did?
Yeah, both went into overtime.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, if you don't believe in conspiracies that it's all rigged.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now they're saying, this you kind of mentioned this morning before we jumped on.
Yeah.
They're saying that if, the Saints wanted to, they have the power to, I guess, go after the ref, and because the officiating was terrible, right?
So the officiating was so bad, and I get it. Blown call. Let me just tell you, my dear friend Stephen Christian is the biggest Saints fan I know. And he still won't shut up. Like, I think I finally muted the text group on my phone because it was like, oh my gosh, we get it. There was a blown call, and your team could have been in the Super Bowl, and they're not. But guess what? You guys blew a 13-point lead, and you put yourself in a position to where you could have lost the game. So maybe don't do that next time. I get it. They're not my team, but it's so frustrating. So many people are losing their minds So much so that Michael Thomas, the wide receiver, what happened was there was a play developing, and the Saints had the ball. They had a chance to basically run down the clock to the end of the game, kick a field goal, win the game. Instead, there was this really terrible it was a blown call. It was a really bad call. On the sideline, Michael Thomas, the wide receiver, got blown up by the defender before the ball got to him. Clearly it was pass interference, and somehow none of the refs saw it. None of them.
Wow.
And so people are freaking out. Michael Thomas, who you're talking about, immediately started tweeting the commissioner Rule 17, Section 2, Article 3, which gives the commissioner the power to find the refs, draft choice forfeitures, blah, 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 all these things. And if appropriate, the reversal of a game's result or the rescheduling of a game, either from the beginning or from the point at which the extraordinary act occurred. And so in the event of rescheduling a game, the commissioner is guided by these procedures in 17.1.5.11 and blah, 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 and all these things. Dude, they're like getting lawyers involved wanting to redo the game.
Yeah. Well, but I guess who is it that doesn't want to do it? The head coach? He doesn't want to pursue it, or
no? Roger Goodell, the commissioner.
Okay.
So the commissioner has the power. To do this. But he's like, nah, okay. Because listen, if you're going to redo a game because of a blown call, we're going to have to go back and start redoing all of the games. Because in every game, the refs blow calls. Yeah. I get it. It was like the worst blown call in history, according to Saints fans. But I don't know.
Yeah, I guess the refereeing was so bad that Netflix actually decided to come out with like a series or a movie on the refs.
Netflix introduces the first spin-off of the Bird Box, Bird Box Refs. Watch blindfolded NFL refs make critical calls at the end of the game.
Pass is incomplete, no flag.
That cost teams a trip to the Super Bowl.
But that should have been a penalty.
Bird Box Refs. Watch it today. Free download for New Orleans fans.
John Payton is justifiably upset.
You can watch that today. That's cool. Yeah, were they blindfolded? What was up? Were they doing the Bird Box challenge?
Yeah. It was bad. I'll give you that. But man, people are losing their minds and forgetting that these refs are humans and terrible and have been doing this all year.
Yeah.
I understand because it was a huge, huge miss.
Yeah.
That could have potentially given the Saints the game. But, dude, Drew Brees threw a pick. And I have a hard time with it because in overtime, immediately Drew Brees throws a pick and the Rams go down the field and win the game. And it's like, maybe don't throw a pick.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Right.
Win the game.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, I guess I don't have any skin in the game as far as like being being a huge football fan, but even me, I don't want the Patriots again. But then you're like, I have to give Tom Brady respect because at 41 years old, and again, they're back in the Super Bowl again. It's insane.
Yeah. Somebody said it's a game, man. People need to stop acting like children.
Exactly.
Somebody else said, plus it was helmet-to-helmet contact.
Yeah.
We got a meme, a Bird Box meme already. So
that's funny.
Jay Marie says bad calls unfortunately happen all the time. Matthew in St. Louis said, so true, Dex nailed it. Come on, Steve-O, don't make excuses. I get it. It was a terrible blown call. I'm not making an excuse. That was a terrible, terrible miss. But, man.
All right. Let's take another quick break. When we come back, how much does it cost to attend the Super Bowl?
Oh, man.
Find out. Got a lot to do this morning. I'm sure you have more stories to share. I have an Uber story to share as well coming up that, man, I almost got involved with the cartel over the weekend.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Dude,
I might be in the cartel now. I don't even know.
We do this little YouTube show called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And on our first episode, Patrick Fabian, remember he talked about people coming up to him all the time going, did I go to high school with you?
Yeah, yeah.
I have one of those moments
nice.
over the weekend. Gosh,
Yes.
so embarrassing.
All
So
right.
embarrassing.
Let's take a quick break. You? When we come back, we'll do some news, and we'll find out how much it costs to attend the Super Bowl. Good morning, Stormy. We'll be right back. Hang out.
Here is a star PowerPoint from Billy Graham.
We're just going to shut up and let him preach it.
Matthew 26, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. And we go back again to the Old Testament. Hebrews quotes it. And almost all things are by the law purged with blood. And without the shedding of blood is no forgiveness. No forgiveness. The blood, you see, is a shadow and a type in the Old Testament. And it was sprinkled on the tabernacle, the vessels, the book, the congregations annually. And this action enabled God to forgive sin. Divine justice was satisfied, and divine mercy extended through the types of blood. And Jesus, in his death on the cross, made possible the forgiveness of sins and the extension of mercy at the same time. Holiness was left pure, and while mercy and love provided the demands of justice, this is the heart of the gospel. There is no gospel but this.
Star 88, Star PowerPoint.
Wait, there are ghosts in my pictures. Seems like time can take things from you. I'm sure feeling barriers and barren, but sometimes I fear I'll fade too. 'Cause it was those days when I felt alive. Yeah, it was those nights when I used to cry. But most of all, I learned to hear your voice. For me, my best days are. For me, my best days are. I've got my eyes on the prize and I won't go back. The past is in the past. I'm moving on from that. I say hello to the future and I'm right on track. My heart's under attack, but I'ma fight right back. On a dream can be lonely, but praying waters my hope to bloom. Memories I'll keep like an heirloom. Destiny coming for you. 'Cause it was those days when I felt alive. Yeah, it was those nights when I used to cry. But most of all, I learned to hear your voice. For me, my best days are. For me, my best days are.
Southland. Those days, it's on Star 88. Good morning, Star. 6:45.
High today of 41 degrees.
What's going on in the news today?
Cold temperatures that have followed a winter storm from the Midwest to the East Coast. At least 7 people were killed in the weekend storm.
Another deadly avalanche, this time in Colorado. At least 1 man is dead.
The TSA now says we're entering uncharted territory, that the closer we get to rent and mortgage payments due on February 1st, the more workers they expect to call in sick.
Kamala Harris revealing she's running.
I am running for president of the United States. Well, first of all, let me just say I love my country. And this is a moment in time that I feel a sense of responsibility to stand up and fight.
Kentucky teens appearing to confront and stare down Native American elder. New footage showing there were other tensions before that incident.
The refs missing a crucial pass interference penalty against the Rams. Of course, with the game tied, less than 2 minutes to go. Head coach Sean Payton now saying the NFL told him the refs, quote, blew the call.
Lindsey Vonn may have skied her final race sooner than she'd hoped.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can keep going.
She might be done, in too much pain to keep racing.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
I can't remember the last time an NFL game had this many people divided. I'm like responding to people right now. People are like mad.
Football fans, you guys are crazy.
Remember this time I said, I get what you're saying about the Saints allowing the Rams to win, but really they didn't. Yeah, the pick happened, but so did the pass interference. So technically the Rams led the Saints win, but got lucky that the refs didn't call it. It just sucks when it feels like the team going to the Super Bowl didn't actually earn it on their own merit, and that's how this feels to me.
Okay.
Dude, the Rams came back from a 13-0 deficit. We're in that game, and we don't know what if the pass interference call was called, and then they gave it to like Kamara, and he fumbled the ball. Like, we don't know what could have happened. I get what everybody's saying, but the Rams belong in the Super Bowl. They won the game. Get over it.
It's very true. Get over it,
They
guys.
were in the NFC Championship game and came back from a 13-0 deficit in New Orleans.
Yeah, so there.
Just stop crying, everybody. It's a game.
It's his life. This is their life, Steve-O, okay? It's not just a game.
But it's just a game.
It's just a game.
Dude, I get it because it doesn't seem, quote, fair, but it's, man.
Yeah, you guys might want to check into getting some therapy.
Yeah.
I think if you're one of those fans out there who, if your team lost the game and you're devastated and it's completely destroyed your life, you need to go to therapy. There's something wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
That is so weird to me. I've never understood it. I've been a sports fan my whole life. I've never been to that point in my life where my team lost and I had to take the next day
sick
off.
to your stomach.
I don't want to talk to my friends
Michael's like, 13 points is only 2 touchdowns. Good math. And yes, it is. In New Orleans. That doesn't happen. It was a big deal. The one thing I always hear, especially for my boys who play sports, that is my favorite coach advice ever. Let's say my son's up to bat and he strikes out and the ball's like way outside and the ump just blew the call. Coach is always saying, don't give the ump the opportunity to call the game for you. Like, don't put it in his hands.
Exactly.
Take it away from him. You swing that bat. You make a play. You do what you have to do.
That's what Dana White always says.
And unfortunately, it came down to that one play because everyone there allowed it to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. What if they had gone down and then they went to like kick the field goal as time expires and it got blocked? Or, like, we don't know what would happen.
It would never happen in an NFL game.
Okay.
Ever. No.
Dude, this happens so often in sports. I don't understand why we're still surprised that people blow calls.
I know. Are you and Christy going to make plans to hit the Super Bowl this year?
Oh, dude, I really wanted to, and then I remembered not even a little bit, actually. Yeah.
Hey, dude. You know, I think you guys might be able to afford it. You guys are in the game now. You realize that. You guys are players in the game, Steve-O. Hanging out with Mike Brown.
Okay,
you're in the game now.
Different sport.
You guys need to up your income a little bit if you're going to be hanging out with these people.
No. I will say this. We went to one of my favorite times in California. We got to go have lunch with my dear friend Dustin, who
this is funny.
Dustin is a stand-up comedian. He works in the film industry in Los Angeles and roommates with Josh Dunn from 21 Pilots.
Uh-huh.
And we were talking about
you're in the
this
game.
because Friday night, Chrissy and I were out with Mike Brown and everybody, and we're in Beverly Hills, and it was like super fancy.
Yes.
And man, I enjoyed a $38 burger.
Oh, the lifestyle of the rich and famous.
It was a Wagyu beef burger with blue cheese and the blah, 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 blah. $38 burger.
Woo! Yeah.
Most expensive burger I've ever eaten in my entire life. So I was talking with Dustin about that, and he's like, oh, dude, imagine how I feel, because he's roommates with Josh Dunn of 21 Pilots.
Yeah, how do you keep up with that lifestyle?
Multi-millionaire. And he's like, struggling actor in LA, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, guys, want to go out to Cabo this weekend and fly helicopters over the blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yo, man, I just wanted a Netflix. Like, I can't afford that. So I will never live that life. I think even if I ever won the lottery or just like Don't Sweat the Small Stuff just made it huge and we became YouTube star gajillionaires, I don't think I'd ever live that life. I can't.
I think that's a complete
frugal,
lie.
Man. I'm so frugal.
You are,
I
but
can't.
at the same time, I know you like your toys, and I think you would. Okay, put yourself in, which is hard to do because we've never ever. We only dream about being in the position like some of these huge, stars, millionaires. Mike Brown, he's a multimillionaire. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And he has money that it's like Monopoly money. Money is nothing to that guy, right? I mean, I would imagine
nothing to him.
I would imagine if you have
it still spins the same,
like millions and millions of dollars, you probably are, of course, going to have those friends that don't have money, and you're kind of expected to pay. And I think I would be that guy that would just expect to pay for it if I knew, like, if I was hanging out with you and Chrissy and I happen to be a multimillionaire and we went to a really fancy place, I would be like, dude, I don't want you paying for it.
But, no.
Well, you guys almost didn't get to come home because you guys, decided to chip in on the bill, which you can't do that.
Well, you can.
No, you can't, man. All right.
You just got to rebudget after that. You're like, all right, well, that was spending money is gone. We're going to rebudget this.
No more vacations this year after that burger. So I Googled, how much money do you need to be rich, okay? How much money do you need to make to be considered rich? And even this, you're not even in the game with Mike Brown. And it's
okay.
But right here it says you need about $90,000 to $100,000. Yeah, that's
a year. That's like a salary.
Yeah. I think I would imagine, is that for a couple or just I think one person? I think is what it's saying.
Well,
so
for one human.
Yeah, one human, you need to make about $100,000 a year to be considered rich.
Okay, now hear this, and here's gosh, when we were out there, we were walking down Venice, and we were in that area, Venice Beach, and we were staying in an Airbnb that was like the size of the entire place was like the size of my son's bedroom. It was this little studio that like there was no kitchen, there was like a shower and a toilet next to a refrigerator, and there's a bed.
Yeah.
And there was a TV the size of an iPad. It was tiny. And we were just looking at it like, why would you want to live here?
Yeah.
Because that seems like a lot of money, maybe if you were making that in New Mexico. But we decided like, well, let's look up real estate. Let's just see for giggles. Let's just see like what it would take to live in this area. So as we were walking around, we're talking like a couple miles in from the beach. So not even on the beach. And in that area, we were looking, and this tiny little studio, like 600 square foot little studio apartment.
It's over $1 million.
$1.1 million.
Woo! Man. Yeah. See, even here in this study they did, you can't afford that.
So that's the thing.
Yeah. You that would be hard.
So
you guys
so
can't
it's
hang out with the Browns anymore.
Okay.
Sorry, man. You can't.
So define rich. Do you know what I mean? I felt rich that night because of the company, not because of what we did. We had some really good friends, and we met some really great people, and we had an incredible time. And so I loved it. But the idea of rich, I mean, I feel rich. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we were out there, and on the flip side, everywhere you looked, there was poverty. Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, there were tents lining the streets. Any overpass, anything, there just tent cities everywhere. The homeless population was like nothing I've ever seen before.
Wow.
On Venice Beach, there were just pockets everywhere where there were just homeless people. There were more homeless people than there were like tourists on the beach.
Which is crazy because I'm looking at this study, Steve-O, and it says that homeless people make $45,000 a year in Venice Beach.
Yeah, that's about right.
$45,000 a year.
It's probably about right.
But they're poor.
It's more than we make here.
Oh, wait, hold on. Joining us on the show is a super rich, wealthy Starmy member. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's it like? What's it like to be super rich? How much money do you have in your bank account?
About when you're with friends.
Do you have an entourage?
You know, the amount they're paying for, whatever you're going out for. So, I actually just wanted I kind of was in that position before December. I got invited. I started working at a doctor's office, at a dentist's office, and the hygienist I work with, she invited me to something I've never heard before. It was called a passion party for women.
Ooh, passion party.
And, so I get there. I didn't know I had to bring money. I didn't know, that it was expected. So I get there, and you have to raffle for tickets for prizes to win.
Uh-huh.
So you buy your ticket, and, that was $10, whatever. And then so the lady started her presentation on, like fragrances, body lotions, toys, things like that. And towards the end, she kind of brought us all into our own individual room to go over the products that she was trying to sell.
Mm-hmm. How much?
And, we were putting a list together as we were going through things, and you would check mark things as she was going through them. And so when it was my turn to be in the room with her and, talk to her kind of privately about things you like, things you didn't like, things you want to try. And so as we were talking, I didn't know that she was adding these things up for me. And in the end, she tells me, okay, well, you like this, you like this, you like that. So you're about $300. And she expected me to pay that then and there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you need new friends. You need new friends, lady. You need new friends, okay? All right? All right, thanks for chiming in. We love you. Bye. Okay. Gosh.
Don't answer the phone!
I didn't realize what time it was. I was just dreaming about all this money that people make, It's crazy. What's it like? All right, we got to take a quick break. We didn't get a chance to talk about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about it.
We'll talk about that when we come back. Steve's got more stories. We're live from the Dream Style Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Hang on.
The church can be a breeding ground for gossip. Skip Heitzig brings out some hard truths about this often tolerated sin.
Now, we as believers have gotten very crafty at our favorite sin of gossip. We've gotten so good at it that we don't say, just, psst, let me tell you the truth. We go, hey, I have a concern.
Warning. God is no fan of gossip.
Of the 7 things God hates, 3 of them are sins of the tongue. One of them is he who sows discord among the brethren.
Hotspot.
Words are just a gauge of your heart. What is spoken on the outside reveals what's the inside.
Access Skip's teaching library from your big screen at home. Add the Skip Heitzig app to your Apple TV. So how do you get control of a tongue? Easy.
It will keep you from slander. It will keep you from gossip. Because love does not rejoice in iniquity. Love rejoices in the truth.
Hotspot.
Tony Evans. This is a Star 88 Supernova.
The guy was in Chicago. He was on his way to catch a flight. He saw this pretty lady. He started talking to her. He said, well, where are you going? She said, I'm going to New York. He said, well, I'm going to Florida. Why don't we fly together? The answer is because you're going in two different directions. Singles, the reason why God says that a Christian should not marry a non-Christian is because there is a spiritual conflict. There is a conflict of gods, and those gods will conflict with each other. There will be a clash of gods. I mean, marriage is hard enough when you have the same God. When you wind up with a conflict of gods, he says, not only do you have this conflict with the unity of God, because you're asking a unified God to be in a disunified scenario, he says you profane the sanctuary.
That was Pastor Tony Evans on a Star 88 Supernova. This is Star 88 at 88.3 FM, KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and online at star88.fm.
When night has fallen, when fear is coming, still you're calling me. When faith is lost and my hope exhausted, you will be my strength. When my mind says I'm not good enough, God, you're enough for me. Yeah, I've decided I'm not giving up, 'cause you won't give up on me. You won't give up on me. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo, echo in my soul. In every season, you keep repeating promises to me. Whoa, now there's no stopping what you have started until it is complete. When my mind says I'm not good enough, God, you're enough for me. Yeah, I decided I'm not giving up, 'cause you won't give up on me. You won't give up on me. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. No, I feel it breaking out like an echo, echo in my mind says I'm not good enough. God, you're enough for me. I've decided I'm not giving up, 'cause you won't give up on me. You won't give up on me. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. No, I feel it breaking out, breaking out. Hey! Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. No, I feel it breaking out like an echo, echo in my soul.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Elevation Worship, Echo. It's on Star 88. Good morning, everybody. 7:05. Oh, I thought they were going to keep going there.
No. High today of 41 degrees.
The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
Oh, look. Tom Brady and the Patriots are playing in the Super Bowl again. 3 words. Let's go Rams. This message brought to you by just about everyone in the U.S. except Austin.
Right. I'm get behind that. Let's go Rams. Let's go.
Oh, no, man. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback who's ever lived, so go Patriots.
How many more years do you think he has? 10? 10 more years? You think he'll try to be 50?
Speaking of, like, just crazy, how come nobody's talking about the, like, roughing the passer call on the Patriots that amounted to a dude, like, basically, like, patting Tom Brady? That was really terrible, too. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, man.
It happens.
It does. It does. Well, who's going to the Super Bowl? Who's heading to the big game? How much is it going to cost you? All right, let's find out here. Can we afford a trip to Atlanta to watch the Super Bowl? All right. They broke it down. Okay, you're going to have your entertainment, okay? So that's going to cost you anywhere between, $0 and $285, all right? You got to get around town. That's going to cost you anywhere between $19 and $110.
Okay.
You got to have the food. So, about $100, $125 you're going to need for food. You got to find a place to stay, so lodging. And they're going to jack up those prices because Super Bowl. So we're looking at anywhere between $300 to about $1,400 just for a place to stay. Oh, you got to get to Atlanta, so that's going to cost you a couple $100, right? At least per person. And then, you need your Super Bowl ticket. That's going to cost anywhere between $3,475 to almost $16,000. Yeah. Oh, and as of last night, tickets on the secondary market were going for between $3,800 and $35,000. $35,000. Woo! Should hit up Mike Brown, see if he can hook you up. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Tell you what. I can't even imagine just going to a football game, spending that much money.
Yeah. Especially, I don't know.
But when you have Monopoly money, that's not a big deal.
Atlanta. Yeah. The Rams and Patriots. Yeah.
Okay, well.
I was one call off from being right about the Super Bowl, and I'm sad. At the beginning of the year, I said Rams-Chiefs.
Yeah, I really wanted that one.
I wanted that too, just mostly so I could be right. And then after that Monday Night Football game where they put up the highest scoring Monday Night Football game ever, I'm like, I want that rematch in February. Said that then too.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid Patriots. Ruined my dream Super Bowl.
Yeah, for real, right?
I even paid that ref to blow that call so that the Rams would get there. Yeah.
Gosh, man.
I was so happy. I was like halfway
I'm
there.
So sorry. I'm
Whoa,
so sorry.
living on a prayer. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You guys want to hang out? We're live on YouTube at Star 88 FM. Good morning. What's going on, guys? How was everybody's weekend? How was MLK? Was it okay? Was it okay?
Man, we have a member of the Star Army who has chimed in about 14 times. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Is that the same text?
11, 12. Yeah.
I guess they really want us to read
They
it.
really want us to read it and
important?
answer it.
Have you read it yet? It looks
hey,
really long.
so I have a really small thing I'm confused about that just came up out of nowhere. Really small thing. But they've texted it 14 times in the last 10 minutes. It must be important. Do you want me to read it?
I don't know. It depends on what it's about.
Oh, it came up out of nowhere in their brain. But God commands us to obey all authority, for he put them there and says in certain verses, certains be submissive to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the harsh, for this is commendable if because of conscience towards God one endures grief, suffers wrongdoing. For what credit is it when you're beaten for your faults you take penalty? When you do good and suffer, If you take penalty, this is commendable before God. So the question is, so were the founding fathers sinning? And if someone were to overthrow somewhere as terrible as North Korea, would they be sinning?
Oh, boy.
I know it's a dumb question, but it's just really bothering me for some reason, because if people are being treated so badly and they have a chance to change things and make their lives better, why does it seem as if God would just want them to stay put and suffer? I'm really confused. Thanks, and have a great morning.
I'm super confused after that.
Yeah, they just texted it again. So hopefully you're listening and not just
block that person.
Texting us over and over the same question. So you got to look at the verse in context. First of all, that was talking about bondservants, which is much different than slaves. And in 1 Corinthians 7, Paul encouraged slaves to try to gain their freedom if they could. Yes, Paul Short. So I believe it was speaking to the condition of our heart, submitting to their masters. Just like now in modern times, we submit to the authority above us like our boss. It's not saying, hey, you abused in China, just stay there. Or, hey, sex slavery, just stay there and do the best you can. I think you got to take everything in context. Were the founding fathers sinning? No, because they believed they were coming over here for freedom of religion, to practice their faith. And so they left. They were under the control of the Church of England, which at that time they were saying, nah, dog, that ain't right. Same with Martin Luther, who believed that there needed to be change in the church at that time. So I think you just got to take a look at the context of the verse and not let it throw you off so much. Like, if someone were to overthrow North Korea, would they be sinning?
No, I say no.
Right.
I think that's I think everybody can agree on that.
Yeah.
What's going on in North Korea is disgusting,
right,
and evil.
Right. I don't think God's just sitting there like, hey, everybody's suffering. You guys just stay that way forever.
Yeah.
So go back and look at 1 Peter where that verse is confusing you, and take a look at the chapter in context. Take a look at everything around it. Do your hermeneutical duty, because the theme of that entire chapter is submitting to the authority with good deeds, even to unjust authority. Yes, but when you submit to them with good deeds, trying to change a situation, just as slaves are told to good and suffer, we're all told to take up our cross, right, and follow Christ. So, yeah. And really, the themes throughout that are like not repaying evil for evil, but blessing or doing good. And Christ called us to pray for our enemies and bless those who curse us. And so there's so much more to it, but yeah, I wouldn't say you don't have to worry about our founding fathers or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have so much to say, but I'm going to keep quiet.
Okay.
'Cause I don't know if I want to jump into that conversation.
Well, it was like, man, I mean, they texted us now 17 times, so
hopefully
clearly they needed an answer. But that makes me wonder what's really going on in their world. Because it's like, hey, this is bugging me. So North Korea and the founding fathers, does it mean that we really should submit to this authority? I'm wondering what authority they're under right now that they feel unjust or unfairly treated, that they want to get out of, or what they're wanting to do or overthrow, or if they're really just concerned about Benjamin Franklin being a sinner.
I don't know. All right. I feel like we should mention this because this was really, really sad news that happened over the weekend at Taos Ski Valley. A second person died in that avalanche that happened up at Taos. Did you see this, man? It was so sad. Let's see. What's the guy? So I guess both these kids were 22 years old. No, I guess the first victim was 26 years old. His name was Matthew Zangati. He lived in Massachusetts. He passed away during the avalanche. And then I guess yesterday, another victim, Corey Borg Massineri, he's from Vail, Colorado, and he passed away at UNM Hospital yesterday. It's so sad. Both these guys, young dudes, and I was watching the news report over the weekend, and oh my gosh, they just seemed like really, really cool guys, had amazing families. And my heart just went out to them because an avalanche, that's a serious thing. That's and it's a rare thing. It doesn't happen very often. It was something like the chances of you getting, in an avalanche is like one in like it was something like 50 million, 1 in a 50 million chance of getting killed by an avalanche. So it's a pretty rare thing, especially at these resorts.
Yeah,
because they have those cannons. Yeah. They do a pretty good job to make sure that doesn't happen. But when you get up there close, I guess these guys were legit when it came to skiing. So, but thoughts and prayers going out to that family. Second victim claimed in that Taos avalanche. So. All right, you guys can give us a call. 505-338-3700 is the phone number to call in. We'd love to hear from you if you guys want to chime in. You can also text into the show. What's the live line number?
505-585-LIVE. That's 505-585-5483.
What else?
Text in, hang out with us.
What else did you want to talk about as far as
your
trip?
We've been talking about the blown calls this weekend, and we've had multiple people chiming in about the UFC fight over the weekend and the blown event. Dana White with Cejudo versus TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah, I didn't read up. I didn't watch the fight, so I don't know.
I'm like 50-50 on it. I get it. Even Dana said it was like they called it, they stopped it early, but I'm like, yeah. TJ was wounded, man.
Really?
And he wasn't recovering fast enough. And Diego Sanchez, UFC fighter, even said, hey, man, when you're dropping that much weight, he dropped a lot of weight.
Really?
Yeah, because he wanted to be like a two-division title holder.
Yeah.
And Cejudo took him to task in like 30 seconds.
Oh, really?
I get it. The stoppage it seemed a little quick, but dude, TJ wasn't defending himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got knocked around. He got knocked down, and then he's getting hammered in the face over and over and over, and it's like, and you're done.
Yeah,
he was getting crushed by Cejudo.
And that happens. I guess it kind of depends on the ref and the UFC.
He really was. Yeah, because then what would have happened if Cejudo had just kept hitting him in the face and then knocked him unconscious? People would have been like, oh my gosh, they stopped that way too late.
Was it Herb Dean? Is he the one who stopped it?
It was not
because
Herb.
he's the king of that.
Yeah, he was the early stoppage. I didn't think it was an early stoppage. Dana says it was. TJ was really mad. He was getting rocked in the face. You got to defend yourself, and that's the rules. So, Yep.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch the highlights on that. The first round, 30 seconds in.
Yeah, 30 seconds in first round. So, no, we mentioned this earlier. So you and I do this little YouTube show called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. DSTSS. And our first episode we did with Patrick Fabian, and he was talking about being this guy who's kind of like a journeyman, like workman in television for years and years. His first TV role was in Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which was like already doing reruns when I was a kid. So he talks about the fact that being in the airport or wherever, people come up to him and it's like, did I go to school with you? Do I know? Right?
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
like, no, I'm an actor. Dude, so over the weekend we were out in Venice and Christian and I went to go eat some sushi, some good sushi. And apparently all but one sushi joint basically burned down or is done because the sushi place we went to was packed.
Really?
Super packed. And it was kind of like a fancy to-do place because I found out later, thankfully we sat at the bar because I almost offended our sous chef because he was making sushi and I dropped a chopstick on the ground, so I was just eating the sushi with my hands.
Yeah?
And she said, oh, do you need more chopsticks? And I said, no, I'm just using my hands. And she was like, well, good thing you're at the bar because that's the only place that's acceptable.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh, huh. Didn't know that. I guess in the Venice Beach area, one sushi joint burnt to the ground. The other one just closed. So this was like, hey, this is the sushi place on the beach. So we walk in and our server's like steering us towards the sushi bar.
Okay.
And right next to us was this little 2-person table. And there's this girl sitting at the table. And I'm like, I know this person. But not like, oh, is this somebody famous? Like immediately it's like, no, I know you. She's like my age. And I'm like, I was just staring intently.
Yeah.
And I started walking towards the table because it's like, I think I went to high school with this girl. And Chrissy had to grab me by the arm and she pulled me in. She goes, Roseanne. It was Becky from Roseanne.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Just sitting at the table next to us. But I was like, I was so sure I knew this person. Like, we went to school together. I know it because...
it'd be annoying to be like a C or a B actor.
Yeah.
I bet that happens all the time to those people.
Seriously.
Because they're not famous enough to where it's like, oh, that's the famous person. It's like, they're like what Patrick said. He's exactly like that.
I seriously thought it was a friend from high school.
Yeah.
So I started, like, Chrissy said I had this really, like, concerned, confused look on my face, and I was staring at her intently. And I started walking that way, and she seriously had to grab my arm and just go, Roseanne. And I was like, oh, because she wasn't wearing makeup, and she was just kind of, yep.
And she looks exactly the same as she did back in the 90s.
Exactly
really
the same.
Weird.
You know, she no makeup, whatever, and so it was so out of place that I started walking up to her. Because I swear I went to school with her.
Yeah.
It was the first time it's ever happened to me.
I wish Chrissy wouldn't have grabbed your
I
arm.
know names, I know faces, so like, I know celebrities. I always say that I would like win at Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah.
But I totally failed and almost made a fool out of myself. I'm so glad Chrissy grabbed my arm.
That's amazing. I know.
I know you.
Did we go to high school together?
Where did you go to high school? So weird that you're in California.
Gosh, I would hate that. I would just having to sit there and tell everybody like, oh man,
right?
Because it does happen to me every once in a while, and so I feel like a total just idiot. Or just so lame when I have to say, oh, you probably know me from the radio. And then when they don't, I'm like, oh, gosh, I'm so lame.
No, that's not it. Did you go to La Cueva? Shoot, I did. Yes, I did. I'm not as cool as I
have
once
that
thought.
face. I look like so many different people. And so people come up to me all the time, but it's usually not for the radio at all. It's like I'm look like their cousin.
What was so weird being out there is like everywhere we went, we saw at least one celebrity. Handful. We went and had breakfast one morning, and I was standing there waiting because the hostess, I'm trying to get our name in, and this older lady's standing next to me, Asian, and really pretty, and standing there, and I'm standing next to her. Hi, smile, hi, just kind of whatever, and all of a sudden and Chrissy's texting our group text with Seth and Britt, and she says, Steve-O is standing next to Vera Wang, and he has no idea. And I just said, hi. Like, I have no idea. And I still later had to Google because I'm like, who's Vera Wang? And sure enough, it was Vera Wang. She's some fashion designer.
Oh, see, I don't know.
Some crazy fashion designer lady.
Wow.
In Venice. Like, they're everywhere. And we sit down and we're eating, and this really cute couple is walking their dog, and they're walking by, and then I go, wait, that was Milo from 24. Like, and it was Eric Balfour. The actor who played Milo in 24 for like 7 years, and he was on, all these different shows, but I feel like I would just be distracted constantly. Because I'm like, I know you, I clearly watch too much television.
I think, you know what, now, because I'm that guy that doesn't like to approach celebrities when I see them out because I don't know what to say. But now I do. I know exactly what to say. I'm just going to go up to any celebrity that I see and go, did we go to high school together? Dude, I know you. We know each other, right? Because that's like the end. Because you never know what to say.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what everybody does. They know who it is, but they don't know how to start that conversation.
No clue. I was okay to not have to talk to anybody. So
that's hilarious.
It was weird. So, but it just seemed like everywhere you went, especially in that area.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we got to take a quick break. I got to tell my Uber story. I almost joined the cartel over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't even realize it.
I want to hear this.
Yeah. Somebody's been hanging out in the South Valley too long.
Great.
All right, you guys want to hang out? We are live on YouTube at Star 88 FM. We'll be right back. Hang on.
Amy Grant in concert. February 23rd at Inn of the Mountain God. Details online at inofthemountaingods.com. Star 88 thanks Inn of the Mountain Gods for their support.
This week on A New Beginning, Pastor Greg Laurie is featuring the messages requested most by listeners over the last year. Tune in for insight on avoiding the judgment of God and discover biblical hope for those who have lost loved ones. That's this week on A New Beginning with Pastor Greg Laurie.
Make an appointment with Greg Laurie weekdays at 8:30 a.m. on our sister station, KNKT 107.1 FM. A Star 88 Supernova with Greg Laurie.
Prayer is God's appointed way of obtaining things. Now, that's not the only reason we pray, but it is one of the reasons, and there's nothing wrong with bringing your needs and your requests before God. Here's something to think about. There may be things in your life that you don't have because you have simply not asked your Father. You know, you might say, why am I sick? I want to get over this illness. I've been to doctors. The Bible says you have not because you ask not. Could it be that God wants to heal you and you have simply not asked? Hey, why is it that I never know the will of God for my life? Hey, have you prayed about it? You have not because you ask not. Hey, why do I never lead people to Christ? I never have those opportunities. Have you prayed about that? You have not because you ask not.
Catch Greg Laurie's teaching show, A New Beginning, on our sister station, KNKT, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. on 107.1 FM.
After a season of nightfalls and pushbacks, after the heartache of wrong turns and sidetracks, just when they think they got you game, set, match, here comes a comeback. Just cause you laid low, got up slow, unsteady, don't mean you blacked out or bowed out, you're ready. Just when they think there's nothing left, running on empty, here comes a comeback. This is your time, your moment. The fight, you're golden. You come so far, keep going. Here comes a comeback. You feel the lightning, the thunder, your soul shakes under the roar of the heaven, the tide breaks, and from the ashes you will take your place. Here comes a comeback. This is your time, your moment. The fight, you're golden. You come so far, keep going. Here comes a comeback. Just when they think they got you game, set, match. Here comes a comeback. This is your time. The fight, you're golden. You come so far, keep on going. Here comes a comeback. You're coming, you're coming.
Hey, I think I know that Danny guy. Where's he from?
Right?
Isn't he from?
I think we went to high school with him.
Yeah, right. I can't place it, but Danny Goki. He's an American Idol guy, right?
Oh, that's it. Dang it. I almost really embarrassed myself.
Good morning, 7:30.
High today of 41 degrees.
Good morning. It's the Morning Invasion.
Buenos dias, everyone. Buenos dias. Guys, I might have joined the cartel over the weekend, and I'm not quite sure what to do because I went out to work my second job as an Uber and Lyft driver.
That's what you do.
All right, got to make that bread. I had a pretty crazy night because Patti LaBelle was playing as Letta, and so I got somebody that needed me out at Isleta. Well, actually, I took a couple out to Isleta, and then when I was there, I just hung out waiting to get back to Albuquerque. Yeah, my very first ride was to Belen. Like I'm at Isleta, and all of a sudden a couple hits me up, and I'm thinking they want to go back to Albuquerque. No, they need to go to Belen, which is further south. I'm like, I guess we're doing this tonight. We're going to Belen. So I took this lovely couple to Belen, and so I had to get back to Albuquerque. So I headed back, and I picked up a really nice lady after the Patti LaBelle concert. Very, very sweet lady. She was probably in her close to 70. Okay. Patti LaBelle. You know?
Well, yeah.
We had a lovely conversation, and she needed to get dropped off somewhere in the South Valley. Now, there's been a couple nights where I'll get stuck in certain, like, pockets of Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And I've been stuck in the South Valley before. And sometimes, if you're kind of stuck in one of those pockets, you just kind of have to shut off your Uber and Lyft app and just get out.
Mm-hmm.
I was stuck in the South Valley for about 2.5, 3 hours. But I was making that hard, cold cash, man. The South Valley, if you're an Uber and Lyft driver, like, that is one thing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But most of the people that I picked up didn't speak English. But they would whip out a big, giant roll of cash.
Cold, hard cash.
And they'd tip really good. So
really well.
It's kind of weird because I don't speak any Spanish at all.
No habla.
So there's no conversation happening.
None.
But man, they give some good tips.
Lo siento.
Well, I found myself in a pretty dangerous situation.
Oh, man.
I don't know if I should enter the South Valley again as a white boy from Montana. I mean, I have lived in Albuquerque for almost 20 years. But this is kind of the first time I've ever really spent some time in the South Valley. So I picked up this, it was this young man, probably in his 20s, and his father. His father didn't speak English. Picked him up, and they were super nice. And the young man said, hey, do you mind just dropping off my father at his house and then taking me back? I'm like, yeah, no problem. Yeah, not a big deal. So I did that. We had a lovely conversation. So we drop off his dad, and so I'm taking him home. And he goes, do you think we can stop at the gas station? And I'm super hungry, man. Is that a big deal? And I'm like, of course, man. He's like, I'll get you whatever you want. Cool, thanks, man. I was thinking about 11 o'clock at night and pretty hungry and thirsty.
Okay.
So we enter the gas station in the South Valley at 11.
Like together?
11 p.m.
Like clock is still running?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a little weird because I've never done this before. Yeah, I've never gotten out of the car with my Uber passenger, my customer. He was like my best friend. We're like friends at this point. So I had to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom.
This is the weirdest story.
I come out, and he's standing in line at the counter waiting to cash out. And so I go grab a Coke, and I stand behind him. And he goes to pay for all the stuff, and I set my Coke down on the counter. Now, looking at the cashier, this poor guy, he's been robbed a lot. Because there's a security guard by the entry, like the entrance to the gas station. Gosh. But this white guy that worked at a South Valley gas station, you could tell he had been robbed many times because he had that look in his eye like he was nervous. He was shaking.
Poor dude.
Like he knew something I didn't know.
Right.
So my customer paid for the stuff. I grab my Coke and I start to leave the gas station. All of a sudden, I hear, "Excuse me, sir. You didn't pay for that Coke." And the security guard grabbed my arm.
Oh my gosh.
And pulled me because I was leaving the door.
Yeah.
So I had two options at this point. I could run for it.
With your Uber rider?
With my Uber rider. My Uber rider is waiting for his fried chimichanga to get done at the gas station.
Inside.
So he's still inside.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, apparently the cashier didn't ring up my Coke. He thought I was a different customer. But he had every intention of paying for my Coke.
Right.
So the security guard has my arm, and I'm sitting there going, oh boy, this is going down.
Right.
Like this security guard is going to throw me down on the ground and tase me or something. So I'm thinking in my head, I could run for it, or I could just go along with it. What do you think I did?
You went along with it because you're a 9. You're
I'm a 9.
peacemaker.
You know what? Good call.
You're a peacemaker, so you immediately went along with it.
I went along with it.
And?
So the security guard pulls me back in, and I was just sitting there going, okay, I thought you paid for I thought my buddy paid for the Coke. And so this guy's shaking behind the counter. And you I was waiting for him to pull a gun out because he was shaking, thinking,
over a Coke.
Over a Coke. So guess what my Uber customer guy does?
Oh no.
He reaches into his pocket and pulls out the biggest wad of cash I've ever seen in my entire... I didn't even know.
Why are you telling the story on the radio?
I know.
I'm not a part of this. Listen, me amo Jorge. Lo siento por mi amigo.
I don't know what you just said, but...
yeah.
I'm not joking, Steve-O. There was a wad this big of $100 bills.
What?
I don't know how it fit in his pocket.
Okay.
Because he pulls this thing out, and he looks at the clerk, the cashier, and goes, yeah, bro, we're trying to steal a Coke, and throws his, wad of cash on the counter.
Was it Scotty? I love that that's his response. Yeah, bro.
So at this point, I'm going, I could steal my Uber customer's cash.
Okay.
Or,
that wasn't really in his brain, children.
Or
uh-huh.
I could just go along with whatever happens next because
you're
I'm pretty sure.
Did you ever read Choose Your Own Adventure books?
See, that's what I'm doing in my that's my life now.
You're not choosing any adventure. You're just allowing the story to happen in front of you. You gotta live, Dex.
Yeah, you want me?
I know what you did. You totally just sat there and let the Uber rider take care of everything.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So I walk back over to the counter, and the clerk is just shaking at this point because I don't know what's going on with this clerk, but he thinks we are cartel or something.
Clearly, you are.
With the cash load that's on the counter.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me to think there was 4 other people behind us in line. Why would you pull out a stack of cash and throw it on the
that's
on
what
the
made
counter?
Me more nervous
Unless,
for you.
A, you're a complete idiot, and he didn't seem like an idiot. He was a very smart, intelligent young man. So either you're a complete idiot or you're the drug lord of that area in the South Valley. And it all makes sense now, Steve-O, why this guy was shaking. He probably knew who this guy was. So I immediately felt kind of safe because I'm thinking, all right, well, I'm with the guy. I'm with the drug lord guy.
Yeah.
The head of cartel.
Yeah.
So he pays for my Coke.
Why would the head of the cartel need an Uber driver? I'm just curious.
Well, it gets better.
No, okay.
So we get back in the car, and so we're just kind of laughing about the whole situation. And so he starts, we head back to his house and everything, and I'm thinking, all right, where does this guy live?
Right.
This guy lives in a trailer park. All right, what's a guy with, no joke, I bet he had about $20,000 in his pocket.
$20,000?
It was this thick, bro. of hundies. It was the biggest wad of cash
What
I've
if it
ever
was like
seen.
2 hundies and all the rest were ones?
No. He was flipping through it.
Okay.
I swear, he was. He was flipping through it, like showing people, like, I think that's like a status symbol. It's like, hey, don't mess with me, because look at my wad of cash. The bigger the wad of cash, like, the higher up you are in the cartel or something. So we're heading back to his house, and he goes, mind dropping me off somewhere else? I got to do a pickup.
Oh.
So I'm going, oh boy, here we go again. I could totally deny.
Yeah, but now it's like being told over the airwaves. He's gonna hear this.
B, I
Again,
could go along for the ride.
Jorge. Oh, I'm gonna die.
Guys, if there's anybody in the CIA or FBI right now,
Yeah.
I think I figured out the new way of muling around drugs.
No, dude. Here's
you take an Uber and a Lyft
Here's
ride.
the real. No, because that tracks on your device. If you have to log in on an app and it gives your exact location. What if it's just that he's frugal with his cash, so he doesn't have a car payment and he doesn't have a mortgage payment because he lives in a trailer, and that's how he has a stack of cash? Because I don't have a stack of cash because I have children and car payments and a mortgage.
Yeah, he told me his whole life story, basically. He owns 6 cars. He owns 3 homes.
Then why is he Ubering around?
That's how you do it, man.
No.
Oh, he was Ubering around because he was drinking. Him and his dad were drinking, and like they didn't want to drink and drive.
I don't want to be a part of the story anymore.
I'm serious,
Yeah,
Steve-O.
I am too.
I'm being serious about this.
I am too.
But no, that's exactly why they were Ubering around, is because they'd had too much to drink.
That's good. I mean, it sounds
Which
like
is
he's
awesome. That's what I love
almost
about this job.
responsible.
There's so many responsible people that have 2 or 3 drinks, and they're like, I'm not going to risk it. And that was the situation. But now I know why he wasn't going to risk it, because he had $20,000 in his pocket. So I dropped this guy off, and I immediately got out of the South Valley. I'm like, I'm done. I can't come back here anymore. I'm gonna get killed, or I'm gonna like be in the cartel before you know it and not even realize it. Wow. He was a really nice young man, though. Super nice. But I'm sitting there going, how? Why? Is that a Hispanic thing? Is that why is it that I see? I mean, no joke. A lot of the people, like guys that I picked up in Uber in the South Valley, they all carried a big wad of cash. Not the size of my buddies, but I mean, they all had a nice size wad of cash. Why is that? Is that a Hispanic thing to do?
This is more common than you think, someone said.
Oh, really?
The other day, I saw a house in a trailer park with a brand new Camaro and a relatively new Corvette parked out front. Some people just like living in a dump and driving the boss's stuff or eating all of the best things.
Right?
Yeah. Dude, when I lived in Las Vegas, that's what it was all about. Nobody cared about where they lived. It was all about their ride.
Yeah.
Like you poured so much money into your car.
Right.
That's your status.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Do you think the guy was a part of...
No.
No?
No, dude, here's the thing. He and just didn't really trust banks, because that was another thing. I would always remember when it was payday, because my friends would have stacks of cash.
Yeah.
Because they would go cash out their paycheck.
They all cash their checks.
There's no savings account. There's no checking account. It was cashed out, and it was like status.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, no.
I feel like that's the dumbest thing ever, because
well,
you get robbed all the time
basic
here.
White man.
Yeah, well, it's like, why would you whip out
you're
20
almost
grand in
40.
cash?
You don't care about status. It's a status thing.
I don't know, man. This guy was very intelligent. I don't know why he'd whip out 20 grand in cash and throw it on the table. It's very weird to me, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I should be hanging out in the South Valley anymore, you know?
Yeah, no.
White boy.
You need to rethink this whole Uber thing, man.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Couple extra bucks.
Just for a couple extra bucks.
Cost you your life, bro.
Guess how much this guy tipped me, though?
100.
What is that? I don't know. $100? Is that what it is? $100? No, I wish. He tipped me $15, which is actually pretty good. $15.
Yeah.
But after he pulls out 20 grand out of his pocket, I felt like I got gypped, especially for what I went through.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I mean, he did also buy you your Coke, so.
Yeah, but look what I had to go through. I almost got tased. Almost got arrested. Yeah. But I really was thinking about it, Steve, and I was thinking, man, I wonder if that is how some of these guys get some of the drugs around now, through Uber and Lyft. Why not?
Because it's tracked on an app?
Yeah, but you're not likely to get pulled over is the thing. How would they know? How would they track that is what I'm saying. How would they track that person?
Because
if you're new
have
to the game,
create an account and
because
it's on an app where it literally shows you
I watch
exactly where
Cops
you're
and Live
picking up
PD, and the
dropping off.
reason why these guys get busted all the time is because they're idiots and drive around with like a brake light out, or they don't use their blinker, and so they get pulled over and they find 5 pounds of meth in the car. If you just took an Uber and Lyft everywhere, that's what I'm nervous about. It's like, how many people have been in my car, that had, I'm done with this job. I can't do this anymore.
Okay.
Hey, I'm part of the cartel now.
Yeah.
I'm muling drugs around town, and I didn't even realize it.
So, by the way, in sociology in college, a member of the Army learned that cars are representative of social status since people see it more. Hardly anyone ever goes to your home, but all of the city sees your ride. So it's more popular, especially in the poorer communities.
Wow. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Especially when you're in your 20s, right? Because the car is kind of the status symbol, right? You
Yeah.
know, when you first become an adult, you're like, I got to get that car, man. Got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I got no more South Valley for this white boy. Yeah. What do you call a white boy?
Actually, another member of the Army, his name is
Guido?
Thebes, and he's smart. Said another reason that maybe they do it is because then you get pulled over and they can blame you. These aren't mine.
Yeah, right?
These were in the car.
Gosh, man.
And now you're in trouble, Uber driver.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, these are all reasons why I've never, ever, ever, ever done this.
Right?
So
I got to go check my car.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And then also the wad of cash. This was another big thing. Tax evasion, bro. People get paid under the table so that they don't have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
And that could also explain it. Because you can't deposit that into your bank account. I wish you would listen to me. He's not a drug dealer. He's just...
Yeah, I buy it. I believe it.
Yeah.
Weren't you in a situation? Did you want to share that story about the person who pulled out the big wad of cash? You shared that with me off the air.
No.
Oh, okay. I was all excited because I had a similar story and I wanted to one up you.
Yeah, mine's a completely different story.
Yeah, well.
It's just witnessed a kind gentleman giving generously. No.
Well, I mean, so did my guy. I mean, he bought me a Coke. Saved me from, getting arrested. A very kind young man in South Valley.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
I got to figure out a second. I got to get out of this business. I'm going to get killed is what's going to happen. Because I picked up, what was it? I picked up this guy from Boston. He had just moved into Albuquerque, and this poor guy, he had been here a week, and already his truck got stolen. Why is that? I don't know. All my friends and, family that come into town, they've all experienced that, where they've had a window busted, car stolen, and I felt bad for him because he's like, yeah, man, I just moved to Albuquerque. Yeah, truck just got stolen. Welcome to Albuquerque, dude. When Boston is safer than Albuquerque, there's a problem. Because you would think Boston would be, a huge city, though. Like, I mean, do you think Boston's probably got some pretty tough spots, right?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. Albuquerque's worse.
Stephen Christian, speaking of our rich friends, would very much like to be on the morning show.
Well, call us up, Stephen.
I have to call him. He's
Hit him
so
up.
mad at me right now.
Biggest Saints fan of all time. He probably took the week off because he's depressed, huh?
Probably. This is how
you
you
are
know.
not permitted to dial this number.
He blocked you, bro.
This is how you know your friends when you still have your friend's phone number memorized because it's been the same since before there were such things as cell phones with contacts. I don't even need to look up his number.
You know it by heart.
I do. We were friends back in the you actually have to know somebody's phone number to call them days.
Wow.
Yeah, we're old. Good morning.
Yep.
No, boy.
Is it a good morning?
Oof.
Tell me. Is it a good morning?
Oh, welcoming
know.
into the show, the one and only Stephen Christian, the biggest Saints fan in the history of Saints fans, and also, gosh, the sorest loser I've ever met.
The sorest loser? We didn't lose the game. The refs just won. We lost. We lost. We clearly lost. That was awesome.
How are you feeling today, man? How are you?
Not good, man. Not at all.
Not good.
That was, I'm not, it's brutal. It's just brutal. Yeah.
Is
what
it
do you
like,
want, what do
are
you want
you
me to
like
say?
Harry
you're here to
Connick?
rag on
Are
me?
you,
You're here
no,
to,
no.
Yeah,
Is
no.
this like Harry Connick Jr. status where you're boycotting the NFL until they change the rules, or how, like what's going on in your life?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Robots are going to take over anyway, and I refuse to watch the NFL until we have robot referees because this is just ridiculous. There's two referees staring at this play, at which the Saints guy was just shoved out. Or we should just change the rule completely to you can punish the wide receiver. You can just push them, hit them, knock them down, lay on top of them. Let's just make the NFL like that.
Yeah,
because that was just unbelievable. I quit. I'm done. I'm done with football. I promise you, I'm not watching the Super Bowl.
You're
There's
not?
no point.
You should.
No way.
I'll text you updates. I'll be watching.
I secretly am rooting for the Patriots 110%.
Gross! What is wrong with you?
What are you talking about? The Rams are sitting there
Gross.
gloating. Tom Gurley's exchanging jerseys with the refs. Unreal.
That's not real, man. That's not real. It's a meme. It's a meme.
I know that. But secretly, he wishes he could.
Paul believes it's because it's a conspiracy. He truly has felt that the NFL wanted the Rams and Patriots.
That is true. I've heard that from several sources, and I know that's not true. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but my gosh, man, when old referees are did you see that? Right as soon as the game ended, all the referees were handed back their seeing eye dogs.
Okay.
And they were, escorted off the field. So.
I felt so badly for you when it happened, but I'm having more fun with it now because I knew you were going to be sad, but I didn't realize the weight of this on your life because since then, countless memes. And it is you have not stopped on social media. You're still fired up.
Oh, dude, I'm just not over. It's just, what they need to do is make sure that when they reach into their pocket, they've got to be able to differentiate the flags with the braille on them a little bit better.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? As they're reaching in their pocket, they should just it's yellow or red. I don't. I can't read it, so I'm just not going to call this.
Oh my gosh,
man. Oh. Somebody says you need to get over this, Steven. This is from an angry, bitter Vikings fan that's still upset about Bountygate. Gosh. Everyone's got their conspiracies.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
They're still upset.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense. It had nothing to do. They didn't lose a game at the final second. You know what? And speaking of Vikings, fair enough. Last year, the Vikings beat us. I was upset. I was upset at us playing. They beat us. Flat out. Amazing play. Great, congratulations. I was sad, but I'm not irate. This is just has nothing to do with preparation or planning or anything. We could have won that game, and if it was even, dude, I'm done talking about it. I quit. Can we talk about something else?
How's Florida? How's Florida? How are you? Seeing all the
come visit. Yeah. Come visit. Hang out. It's awesome.
You know what? After watching some, your wife, she'll post some videos of you guys out on the boat, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh my gosh, I'm out. I need to leave the desert. I got to get out of here. I got to get next to the ocean."
Yeah, pretty great.
Gosh,
you can. We got a boat.
Can I live with you?
Come visit.
Yeah.
I'll adopt you.
So do you think that the reason that Drew Brees threw the pick in overtime it was because he was just still so upset about the one blown call in regulation that he chose to just give up the game because he was
time out.
Still...
He didn't throw an interception. It was tipped, and then it went up in the air, and the guy successfully intercepted the ball. Congratulations. But that's not a bad throw.
Yeah.
The ball got tipped.
So you're saying the Rams actually did earn that then? They earned that tip and then
they earned that interception. They did not earn that win.
Okay. All right.
Okay, just so we're clear. Are we back on this subject?
Did you watch the Patriots game after? Did you, or were you so upset?
I'm telling you, I'm not going to watch football.
Because there are some bad calls there too. Some really bad calls.
I saw. I didn't watch the game, but I saw Brady got touched with 3 fingers on his helmet, and I get it.
Sneezed on him.
My point. Case in point. I'm not watching. It's rigged.
Can I say something?
Are just kind of I don't know.
Can I say something, Steven? I respect that you're done with football, because if you're going to be a crybaby and a sore loser, then you shouldn't be watching football. Because we talked about this morning. Football fans, when their team loses and it destroys their life for the next week, you shouldn't be watching football.
I agree.
That's ridiculous.
I agree. You are absolutely
good for
right.
you. Good for you.
Listen, the stock market and NFL is the only ways that women know that men actually have emotions. Other than that, it's not. We are just sterile.
You're cutting it out of your life, just like the Bible says. You're cutting.
I really think I should. I know. Yes. I'm very aware. I'm not fighting that point. You are absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm. I know,
man.
Yep.
Why? Why? It's a freaking sport. Me cheering or not cheering has no impact on the game, unlike the freaking refs.
Wow.
So Florida's good, huh?
Yeah.
If I go out there, can we catch a Bucks game or something?
Sure. I mean, I'll be rooting for the other team, but yeah, sure. Hey, listen to this, though. I am going to be the social media captain for the Tampa Bay Lightning coming up. So I get to go out on I get to go out on the ice and wave and take pictures and smile and again have no bearing on the game. But I'm going to be rooting for the Lightning now.
That's weird.
Well, that's cool. That's like me. This last Friday, Chrissy and I got to go to our first NBA game ever, and we watched the Warriors. So I'm like, go Warriors. It was fun. We were invited by one of the coaches. They played the Clippers. They played the Clippers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just crushed the Clippers at the Staples. So.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Lies.
I'm serious.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
I know they did, of course. It's the Clippers.
So, Coolio did the halftime. So,
the Clippers are kind of like the Generals. You know what I'm saying? Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, I know.
You can completely forget that the Clippers are an NBA team.
Yeah, it's sad.
You're just kind of like, wait, that's actually a team?
It was really interesting to me because they play at the Staples Arena, and so we stayed after because we had the fun family passes to hang out with the team after. And in the time it took Mike Brown to wrap up after, shower or whatever, change and get ready to come out to hang out with us, the entire arena had already been stripped of Clipper stuff, and the Lakers banners were up and everything. I couldn't imagine having to do that every day. Every day.
No.
Dude, they got the LA Kings, the Clippers, and the Lakers all play there. Mm-hmm. I would hate my life working there.
But it's sort of feeding to be a Clippers. You're standing out there meeting your friends, and only championship banners go up for the Lakers.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, don't take us any time to get the Clippers out because they don't have any.
Yeah.
Your family's just kind of shaking your hand watching all the Lakers banners go up. I'd be like, can we just step outside to meet friends and family?
I'm sorry your team lost, man. I'm sorry. I know that stinks and it's not fair. But life's not fair. It's a good, valuable lesson for your daughters to just teach them.
It really is. It really is. You can't count on people. That's what I teach them.
You can't. Just like you, moving to Florida. I told my sons, don't worry about it. We couldn't count on him anyways. So he's gone.
Oh,
he's gone.
Wow.
He's gone.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
So many things I want to say right now.
Love you. Brody still cries about it, but I'm like, it's okay. He's gone. He's gone, okay? He's never coming back. So, yeah, he misses you.
Gosh.
That makes one
well,
cheater.
I love him.
Yeah.
I miss him alone. Him and Dex.
Thanks, man. Miss you, too.
Love you, buddy.
See you, man.
All right. Take care, guys.
Later, dude. Stephen Christian, everybody. He's in Florida now.
He's
Pray for that guy. That's a dangerous place to live.
So where you go to retire and dismiss your friends.
Okay. We got to take a break, guys. We'll be right back.
Hey, do you believe God wants to engage you in a personal relationship? Or is that just wishful thinking? Not according to James McDonald. Listen up.
How many of us have been there? How many of us know people right now who are filling their life with things that it's going to lead to misery? It's going to crash and burn. We should have great compassion for the suffering, they inflict upon themselves. We too have been there. Maybe some of you here are there now. You should turn from that which can never satisfy and find in Him, Jesus Christ, Him whom to know is life eternal, all that your heart has been looking for and longing for.
Listen Up is a production of Walk in the Word, a ministry that's all about igniting passion in the people of God through the proclamation of truth. For Bible study resources and more, go to jamesmcdonald.com.
A supernova on Star 88 with David Jeremiah.
He grew up just like our children grow up. All of those memories of those early days played through the memory bank of her mind when she stood there that day watching the awful, apparent ending to his life. That was all a part of Mary. She remembered those moments. And can you imagine what she felt as she stood there watching her son dying, where the crown of thorns was placed upon his brow? She had planted kisses when he was a boy, and those hands and feet she had held when he was an infant were now nailed to the cross. The disciples, they would leave him. His friends would forsake him. The nations would reject him. But his mother, she was there to the very end. And what did she do? Interestingly enough, I have searched the scriptures and have found not one word. Not one.
Turning Point with David Jeremiah. Don't miss it on our sister station, KNKT, weekdays at 11 a.m. on 107.1 FM. A soundtrack for your soul. This is Star 88 on KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and Star88.fm.
Lately, I know it hurts every time your heart beats. I know you've been through terribly hard things. Believe me, I've been there, I know how it feels. Yeah, lately, you don't wanna admit you're feeling broken. Heart on the line, left hoping. I know how it feels being ripped open, emotional. Your life may be so far from perfect, but I promise that it will be worth it. Just fall like a trust fall, yeah. Fall onto me and just breathe. I'm never gonna leave your side. Whatever battles you fight, so set your fears aside. Just breathe. Keep your head up, you're never alone. When you're lost and you're farthest from home, I'll be there, don't be scared, don't you know? You're never alone. Just breathe. Yeah, love me or hate me, I've been there since the very first day. See, I've seen you growing up just like a daisy. I held your hand walking through a minefield. Yeah, lately, I know you're feeling lost and that may be. I swear that I got you, no maybe. Even the bravest need saving. Sometimes your life may be so far from perfect, but I promise that it will be worth it. Just fall like a trust fall, yeah. Fall onto me and just breathe. I'm never gonna leave your side. Whatever battles you fight, so set your fears aside. Just breathe. Keep your head up, you're never alone. When you're lost and you're farthest from home, I'll be there, don't be scared, don't you know? You're never alone. Just breathe. Breathe. Your life may be so far from perfect, but I promise that it will be worth it. Just fall like a trust fall, yeah. Fall onto me, just breathe. I'm never gonna leave your side. Whatever battles you fight, so set your fears aside. Just breathe. Keep your head up, you're never alone. When you're lost and you're farthest from home, I'll be there, don't be scared, don't you know? You're never alone. Just breathe. Your life may be so far far from perfect, but I promise that it will be worth it. Just fall like a trust fall onto me and just breathe.
Matthew Parker, Breathe. It's on Star 88, 805.
High today at 41 degrees.
The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O on Star 88.
Live from the Dreamstar Remodeling, Star 88 Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. What's up, YouTubers? Thanks for hanging out, guys. Love you, YouTubers out there. Yeah, I think I'm pretty convinced that to be successful on YouTube, like to become like a YouTube star, to have millions or even thousands of followers, I think it's like hitting the lottery. I really do, especially after this weekend. I don't know if I should say convinced. I mean, I guess I was kind of convinced that after our interview, our episode with Michelle Watterson launched, we would just have all of these new followers flood in. And either it is like winning the lottery, or maybe our show just really sucks. And I don't know which one to pick yet. Maybe we just think our show is just better than it really is. And because here's somebody who has 1 million followers on Instagram, and they posted about our show, and we got like 40 new followers.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I was very sad.
Yeah, it was.
I woke up thinking like, this is the day.
This is the day. Like, this is the day where everybody like
we will get rich and get
finds
famous.
the show.
That's
so
not how it goes.
I don't know where you stand on this, but I think our show probably just sucks. Like, we just think it's way better than it really is.
It's so good though.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it is like hitting the lottery. I think
Our
it's just
buddy Dustin out in Orange County or in LA, film guy. He watched the first episode and was like, "I love what you guys are doing. I love that you guys are interviewing like the everyday man in Hollywood and what life is this and that." And it was so interesting to him, and nobody's doing this. And I think it's going to be huge. And I'm like, I know, right? The next episode premieres tomorrow, and it's the Karate Hottie, and it's going to be
but
going to be great.
The thing is, I get the same thing from friends, but then I have those like close friends who, I'm like, hey, I need you to be completely honest with me. I need you to be real with me.
Yeah.
And a few of them will launch back with a few, here, you guys, I think
Turn the music down.
you should do this,
Change
you do this,
fix
and they're
this.
honest. But I don't know, man.
But here's the thing,
weird, man.
Who chooses what is good? You know what I'm saying?
I guess, yeah.
The 2019 Oscar nominations just came out, and I'm going, is this really the best that we've got?
Yeah.
Is this really the best?
Yeah, but think about it, Steve-O. My son Landon, he loves the YouTube stars. He's all in it.
Yeah.
And those shows, when I watch them, it might be because I'm 40. It might be I just can't relate. But there is no creative ability or content in any of those YouTube stars. It's literally they have like a selfie stick and they walk around and just do their everyday life.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it. But they have millions of subscribers.
But it didn't happen overnight. Like Ninja has been doing it for years and wasn't big until like last year with Fortnite.
Yeah, maybe
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
it. Maybe you just got to grind it out for a few years. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird to me.
Somebody said the episodes are really good, but I think you need to decide if the focus is on yourself or on your guest because, Steve, we got a lot of information about you this last episode.
Well, I mean,
What's
I guess it
hard is
depends on if
we
you're
have
what
a
you're
whole
watching
lot
it
more
for.
content. Right.
Yeah, everybody's gonna want to watch it because they love that guest and they want to hear more about that guest. And some people are gonna want us to talk more about our life. And so you can never make everybody happy. I get it.
No, dog. Speaking of making people happy this weekend, Chrissy had one of the happiest moments of her entire life.
Really?
Yeah, it was the moment where I almost peed my pants because I was so terrified.
You're terrified?
I was terrified, guys. I'm that dad that is constantly hiding in places to scare my kids or to scare my wife, and no one gets me. No one. I don't jump. I am the one who makes them jump.
Oh, so they try to scare you, and you never ever, freak out or
right?
Yeah.
So this last weekend, I took Chrissy out to Universal Studios for her 40th, and one of the rides was called The Walking Dead.
Ooh.
It's new to Universal Studios. Of course, I'd never been, so it was new to me no matter what. But it's one of those walk-through rides. Like, you don't get in a cart and...
Is it like a haunted house, kind of? Like the ones they have around Halloween?
Sure. I don't know. I haven't been in one of those in years, but probably.
Yeah.
You walk through.
Yeah, and people jump out and scare you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, whatever. And Chrissy's terrified, and the whole time it's like the music's going in the background. It's like, and it's in the Atlanta hospital where Rick Grimes wakes up.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah. So it's like, there's like blood on the wall. It's creepy, guys. It was really creepy. I'm not going to lie. And so we're going through it, and people are like, oh, there's going to be somebody over there. And sure enough, like, I was laughing at everybody else because everybody else is jumping and getting scared because there are walkers everywhere who aren't behind glass, who can come up to you and just straight up scare you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, psh, ain't going to work with me. You can't scare this guy.
Right.
So I'm going through, but Chrissy this whole time is like behind me, like gripping onto me for dear life, like mad that we're even doing this ride. And I'm like, this is the ride.
Yeah.
This is the good ride. This is the good ride.
Yes.
So we're going through and we're about halfway through and we get to a room where there are trailers, like like semi-rigged trailers.
Yeah.
That are open and there's like hooks and like there's chains and there are half of a person hanging there going, rah,
oh my gosh.
like, and I'm going, how do they do this special effects? And you're incredible. Because they're not like robots. It's people, man.
They're like those people that actually put the hooks in their skin?
Oh, I don't know about
people?
that.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I don't know about that. I think it was...
Like they're really hanging there.
No, I just think it's like the camera tricks and mirrors and stuff.
Yeah.
But, dude, and so it's like super creepy and it's whatever. And I look left and there's this crazy, like, there's doors and stuff and it just looks really creepy. And I'm like, oh, Chrissy, look at this. This is amazing. And so I'm trying to get her to look to the left and she's so focused because what I didn't see that she saw was there was a zombie standing next to the semi-trailer.
Yeah?
Just ready to jump.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not paying attention because I'm like nerdy zombie guy going,
Yeah.
this looks so great! The special effects are amazing! Look at this makeup! Oh, you guys are doing such a great job! Like high-fiving zombies as they're scaring me. But I didn't see this one. So I whipped around just as this person jumps out of the semi-ring. Yeah. Hand in my face and just...
Clobbered you?
I could have dunked a basketball in that moment. I don't know that I've ever jumped higher in my entire life. And that was the end of my day because I had to go change.
Okay.
So I hated I laughed so hard afterwards, but not in that moment. Because they're coming after you.
Yeah.
Gotta get away. But they're like real walkers. Like, I mean,
see, I want
really well done makeup.
I want to interview one of those actors in one of those because I want to know how many times they get punched. You know,
right?
Because you come up on the wrong person, and you're gonna get punched in the face.
What are you doing going in that ride if you know, like?
I know, right? But there's just I think some people they don't. Sorry, bro. Sorry, instinct.
Yeah.
I thought you really were gonna attack me.
It was, dude.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But yes, I don't know how somebody has not gotten punched before.
Did you know there's like these haunted houses out there? I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they go year round and some of them just come out during Halloween, but they are the haunted houses that will actually torture you. Like people will pay money and they sign a waiver knowing like bad things are going to happen. Like they'll bury you alive.
No.
This is real.
No.
Or they'll tie you
How
up
is that? They're
and
like,
put
guys,
you in a box.
It's really funny. It's a haunted house.
Yeah.
That
Some
just
people want
sounds-
that.
That's so dumb.
It is dumb, but some people want it. But it's
No.
like, where's the line?
Yeah. Yeah. This was a good enough line for me. Because they couldn't touch you, but yeah.
Yeah, what Sarah said, she worked at a haunted house, but she said she knew people that got punched all the time.
Yeah. Oof. Yep. Yeah.
And what happens if you punch one of them? You get in trouble?
The
lights come on and they...
like, guys, it's the end of days, but it doesn't have to be our end. Number 1, don't use your cell phone. That's how zombies track you. Number 2, stay in your group. And number 3, don't ever touch a walker. Like, they give you this warning, and it's like, okay, clearly people have punched zombies.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they jump out.
You'll be escorted out immediately.
So whatever.
Well, I had a friend who went through one of those haunted houses, and they said they got like groped.
Yeah, see, that's a
right,
because it's like dark and like Paul said, I don't scare, but I'm claustrophobic. Yeah, see, that's the thing. There were some tight spaces, and it's dark, and then like everything's flickering, and you're going through like. It was just intense.
Man.
The funny thing is I knew it was going to be crazy because we're standing in line to enter and people are walking out of the exit and every single time somebody's walking out, they're cracking up. Oh man. Oh, like holding their chest.
Yeah.
That was amazing. And I'm like,
that's cool.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is how someone dies.
Oh man. All right, we got to take a quick break. It's Tuesday. Tam coming in this morning? Quality singer?
That's a good question. My week is off, man.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. All right, you guys want to chime in? We're on YouTube Live at Star 88 FM. Netflix bringing back all these new shows. Wait till you find out what they're bringing back. I'm really excited about it. All right, we're hanging out. Live from the Dreamstyle Remodeling Star 88 Studios. We'll be right back.
Star 88 wants to thank Village Pizza Restaurants for becoming our power partner. Village Pizza is a locally owned restaurant with 30 years of experience. Village Pizza serves breads, soups, salads, and pizzas like the Dust Devil, the Village Combo, and the Pizza Blanco. In 2 locations, Corrales and the West Side with the drive-up window, or on the web at villagepizzanm.com. It's simple math. 1 imaginative family plus 1 great idea equals 2 pizza restaurants.
Students, do you like music? Want to let your comedic side out? Maybe you and a few friends get together for a jam session. You can bring your talent to the stage. Our power partner, JNO Academy of Music, is sponsoring Albuquerque God's Talent Show. Auditions will be held at Hope Christian School at 6:30 p.m. Friday, March 1st. Top 10 auditions will be in the live show at Hoffmantown Church on March 8th. The fee is $20 per act. For information, 505-238-2966.
Gluttony may be society's most acceptable sin. Skip Heitzig says it goes beyond food. It's overindulgence and overconsumption.
We also realize the culture that we live in. We live in a culture of fast food, a culture of supersized drinks.
But your body serves a higher purpose than simply your pleasure.
When we view our body as a temple, we are raising the viewpoint of our life. It raises life to a higher plane.
Hotspot. Find more from Skip at connectwithskip.com.
Food is good. You need it. Too much food is not good. Too much of anything, excess of anything. Something that is good can become bad when it's not done for the right reasons at the right time with the right amount.
Subscribe to the Skip Heitzig YouTube channel. Skip locks down this hotspot with a PowerPoint.
In other words, your body should be a billboard to the glory of God. That is, your body should point people to God.
Hotspot.
1, 2, 3,
4. I've walked among the shadows. You wiped my tears away. And I felt the pain of heartbreak. And I've seen the brighter days. And I break breast to heaven from my lowest place. And I have held your blessings. God, you give and take away. No matter what I have, your grace is enough. And no matter where I am, I'm standing in your love. On the mountains, I will bow my life to the one who set me there. In the valley, I will lift my eyes to the one who sees me there. When I'm standing on the mountain, I didn't get there on my own. When I'm walking through the valley, I know I am not alone. You're God of the hills and valleys, hills and valleys, God of the hills and valleys, and I am not alone. I've watched my dreams get broken. In you I hope again.
Torn Wells, Hills and Valleys. It's on Star 88, 822.
High today of 41 degrees.
The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O on Star 88.
Oh, good morning. Still snowing out there? In parts of the city?
Yep.
Still coming down?
It keeps getting lower and lower, by the way, the high in Albuquerque. I do not believe it will even hit 40 degrees today.
Yep.
Snow's coming down.
Yeah. This next couple months, every year, man, that's the one thing that drives me nuts about New Mexico is it's going to be 60 or 70 degrees one day, and then you wake up and it's 20 degrees with snow on the ground.
Yeah, that was mine
teases
yesterday, bro. It was 70 degrees in California, and then I got here and it was, wait, that's two different places.
Yep. Welcome to it, guys. I don't know. I guess that's what's kind of. I guess that should be something we should love about this, and I think a lot of people do. Is you get 4 seasons. It's just not always because California. Think about that. It's always like that. Pretty much for the most part, it's always like a 60, 70, 80 degrees. You know, always. When I lived in San Diego, it got a little annoying because it just never changes. It's always kind of overcast. Sometimes you don't see the sun, and you're going, "Oh man,
gosh, all this perfect weather, it's just too much for me."
You would think until you live in it. It's like people who live in Seattle. I get why you get depressed all the time, or even in Montana growing up, because winters are about 6 months. So it's 6 months of just white snow and no sun because it's covered by clouds, and that's 6 months out of the year, and that gets that 6 month bar. You're just going, "Oh my gosh, come on, summer." So we got it made here in New Mexico. We're very blessed. I know I rag on New Mexico a lot, but I am very blessed to be here. You know? White boy hanging out in the South Valley. It's a good time. Yeah. It's a good time. If I keep hanging out in the South Valley, I'm going to end up on Unsolved Mysteries. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Guys, Netflix is bringing it back. 80s television was the greatest. And I remember watching Unsolved Mysteries. And when this music would come on, I would get so freaked out of my mind. I'd get so scared. I love Netflix so much. They're bringing it back, guys. Unsolved Mysteries. You weren't a fan, huh?
I loved Unsolved Mysteries.
You don't want it to come back, huh?
Man, my mom would throw that on and we would watch it. But here's the deal, my bro. The biggest and very best part of Unsolved Mysteries is hands down Robert Stack.
What if your mind worked like a television set? What if you could change channels at will, tune into programs no one else could see? And what if you could never turn the set off?
Oh.
The idea of a creature larger than a gorilla with an odor like a skunk might seem far-fetched. A bit under the influence of marijuana. The Dream Factory.
Gosh, I'm freaked out of my mind right now. I'm so scared. Oh, yeah. Guess who's coming back? Robert Stack.
Okay, he's been dead since like the early 2000s.
They can do it with technology now, man. They can take all of his voices, like voiceovers from all the other previous ones, and bring him back. Yeah, he died in 2003. Yeah. I guess the new show will be like the old one, spotlighting unsolved mysteries and asking the public to help crack the case. There's going to be about 12 episodes, and each one will focus on a single case. It's being done by the same people, and they promise to, quote, maintain the chilling feeling of the original. Yeah, who could they get for like a Robert Stack voice?
Perhaps the answer will come someday soon, when the skies open up over another small community and the blobs once again fall to earth.
My gosh, they don't have voices like that.
I know. Like William Shatner kind of has that thick, rich, dark voice.
William Shatner is not going to do Unsolved Mysteries.
You never know, bro. You never know.
Who do we get? I don't know.
Get Darth Vader. Get that guy.
Okay, James Earl Jones.
Yeah, man, he's got that voice.
He's not going to do Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix.
All right. Well.
Paul says Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
He'd be weird enough.
Hey, go ahead.
I think they should have Paul Rubens do the voice.
Okay.
He should be the host.
Get out. Get out.
Paul Rubens.
What? That would be amazing.
No. Well, would he have to do the Pee-wee voice, or?
Yes, of course he would.
How are
you're
you
thinking about it, and you're like, you know what? You're right.
No.
That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
How you feeling today, Buck? How you feeling, man?
I'm all right. You know, I think in the grand scheme of things, you know, it's one of those things like I've been thinking about all season. You know, halfway through the football season, I was thinking about, man, you know, the Chiefs haven't won a Super Bowl since 1969. It's been 49 years. And, you know, in the grand scheme of things, like, it would be super cool to see, but it's just one of those temporary things. You know, it's like my adrenaline was all pumped up on Sunday, and of course, you know, in typical fashion, I was disappointed. But you know what, man? There's next year. The way I'm really processing this and thinking about it is, our quarterback, it was truly his first year playing, and you know, he did amazing, and the team's just going to get better. I mean, one of the stats they showed during the game was that on the Patriots, out of their 53-man roster, 36 of the players had been to a championship game, and 0 had been to a championship game on the Chiefs team. So, you know what? It's a lesson learned. The guys are going to get better. I know they're working out contract stuff with, like, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce right now. D Ford's already said he wants to come back, so I don't know. It's fine.
I will
It's
just say
football,
this.
But
I will say this, Buck. This is to all of you weirdo football fans out there that had to take the day off or super depressed and mad and won't talk to their spouses. This is how a football fan should act. Like Buck. Like, I like this, man. This is how you need to
fans
act.
are like still inconsolable.
Yeah.
Like they don't
Stephen
know how to
Christian
live.
gave up football. He's like, I'm done. I'm rooting for the Patriots. Yeah.
yeah, you know, I mean, honestly, it's funny. I think of it in like the grand scheme of things, and it's like, you know, when you think about it, like as a Christian person, you know, as a Christian dude, it's like, who cares? You know, I mean, because when you think of like, you know, when you think of what's to come and pleasures forevermore, and it's like football is not even going to be a speck into what good truly is.
Yeah, that's very true. That's a good way to look at it for sure.
Yeah. So
well,
it's okay.
I wanted it for you.
Like,
I did.
I'd
I wanted
like to see it.
Yeah. I was hoping.
I appreciate that. I know. I was texting with Steve-O, and you know, my wife was texting me from the plane, and you know, it was everybody was like, "Are you okay?" And it's like, "I'm fine." You know, it'd be cool to see, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's okay.
Yeah, you and Todd Cook. I was really hoping that you guys could
and
really
Thebes,
have that.
man. Thebes is a big old fan.
He's a Chiefs fan. Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt bad because there were some bad calls in that one too. But you guys are handling it way better than Aints fans. So
now I got to tell you, I feel bad for the Saints because, you know, with the naked eye, I saw. I mean, as soon as that play happened at 1 minute and 41 seconds left, when that horrible pass interference call was missed. I mean, you know, we have the luxury. Honestly, I'll be very honest. When I went to that Texans game with my father-in-law in November, and we had great seats. I mean, we had really, really good seats. And sitting there watching the game, I prefer to watch the game on television, to be honest with you. I mean, there's something about the energy there. You know, it's kind of cool, but I prefer to watch it on television. But with that being said, you know, we have the ability to probably see things that the refs don't, but I just don't know how you miss a call like that because, I mean, it was so blatant and so early. Like, he hit that guy well before the ball was there. And if they would have made that call, honestly, the Saints would be going to the Super Bowl. So I feel bad for those guys. But you know what? Like I said, in the grand scheme of things, who cares?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I mean, maybe they would be going to the Super Bowl. I know everybody's saying that they just run it down.
Steve, hold on. Listen to me. Listen. If they would have called that penalty with the timeouts that they had left, they could have kicked the field goal and left them with 4 seconds left.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I just don't know how you overcome. I mean, I guess you could try to pull off the miracle in Miami again, but you know, I don't really see that happening twice in 1 year.
They did tip that pass that Drew Brees threw in overtime for the interception. So what if they tip the kick? What if the field goal's not good? What if there's so many what ifs? So many. What if there's a botch?
Yeah,
like what if they fumbled it? Like good old Tony Romo back in the day against Seattle. What if I don't know.
Jackson and I used to play the what if game, and he can tell you my what if off the air because he can't really talk about it right now. But you know, you can't live with what ifs.
Yep. Had to do with your aunt. You always said it to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I did.
There you go.
Yep, I
All
did.
right.
You hate the what if.
Beautiful.
No what if.
Well, then stop playing it.
How was sunny California?
Oh, it was sunny. It was beautiful. I will say this. It was very interesting, an observation that Chrissy made, that California is so concerned with plastic usage, but has zero care for the homeless population. There were more homeless people in Venice Beach than I've ever seen in my entire life.
Because you make $40,000 a year as a homeless person.
Dude, seriously. And so there were tents everywhere. Like anywhere you could possibly place a tent, there were homeless people congregating. There were more homeless people on the beaches than there were people going out to surf or to just hang. And yet everywhere we went, this is the thing at Target, wherever it's like, would you guys like bags for a 15-cent charge? Every bag you get charged. Yeah. Straws, like single-use straws, plastic straws. Like this is what they're caring about instead of just an overabundance of people who.
Yeah. Because you got to think about it too, though. I mean, if you're a homeless person, that'd probably be the best place in the country to go because it's not cold and you probably do make a fair amount of money as far as like if you're panhandling or something, that's probably a pretty good spot to hang out. So I wonder if they're just kind of doing what normal cities do as far as taking care of the homeless, but there's just so many that, you know, go to that area. Mm-hmm. I bet it's just insane. Yeah, I mean, what else can you do?
Yeah, I think a cartoon on Comedy Central actually sparked the caravan of homeless people to California.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of cities, they'll put their homeless on buses and ship them out to other parts of the country. That's not a lie.
No, we did. I remember we did that one story where there was a town. They offered to buy you a bus ticket to your hometown and give you $100 spending cash if you wanted to go back to your hometown. That was a legitimate story.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if it's somewhere warmer. Yeah. I'm taking that. I'm taking that $100 and heading home.
How many homeless people do you think there are in Anchorage, Alaska right now?
Probably not very many.
9, actually.
Yeah.
9.
I would imagine there's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just waiting.
Hey, I got to tell you guys. Yeah, I got to tell you guys a cool story. So, my man group, my little guy group that I always invite you guys to on Thursday nights at Phil and Phillies. That's where we have our man group. I came in and did the show with Steve-O on Christmas Eve, or not Christmas Eve, on New Year's Eve, on the 31st. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned that we did this group at Phil and Phillies at 5 o'clock on Thursdays. And this last Thursday, a dude showed up to the group, and he walked in and he introduced himself. His name's Ricky, and not Ricky that we know, but it's another guy named Ricky. Mm-hmm. And his wife heard us talking about it, and this guy's kind of like struggling with understanding the Bible and kind of getting like a grasp of it. And his wife heard us talking about it, and she told him, she's like, I heard them talking about this group for guys on Thursdays, and I think you should go. And he totally came.
That's awesome.
Really cool.
Very cool.
I dig it.
It was super cool. Yeah, it was super cool. I was super pumped. He's a super nice guy, and I hope he comes back this Thursday. So, yeah.
That would be super.
So super.
Super pumped, super cool, super nice guy. Super.
Are you mocking me?
Of course I am.
Are you mocking me?
You, sir,
really?
have a radio show in the evenings, and you are an orator, and you said super 3 times in one sentence.
Steve-O's perfect at talking, so he has to
call out clearly Buck is not going to be who they cast for the Netflix new bring back of Unsolved Mysteries. So we need a perfect orator.
Paul Rubens has it on lock. It's all his.
No.
Are you talking about the watercolor person?
No, I'm thinking of Pee Wee Herman.
Who are you talking
Pee Wee
about?
Herman, Dexter.
Pee Wee Herman.
Paul
bro.
Rubens is Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
you know what? I think I knew that.
A few
but I
people
didn't.
said Morgan Freeman, and I'm like, he's got a very soothing voice, and we need more of like a creepy voice. Robert Stack just had that voice. You know what I'm saying?
How about Edward James Olmos?
I mean, that's yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually not a bad
Yeah.
cast right there.
I like that.
Okay.
I'm
Hey, I'm
partial
here
to
to help.
Robert Stack, man. He was Ultra Magnus in the Transformers film, and that's my boy, man. So, yep. So,
Hey, what's going on with your phone? Why did I get the Calvary voicemail when I called the other number?
that's a good question, sir. We'll look
I
into it.
literally got the Calvary voicemail. It was Tam on there, too. She's like, thanks for calling Calvary of Albuquerque. We're a non-denomination. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I
Why
don't
is
know.
this?
No clue.
I don't know, man.
Oh, Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott would be
Sold.
good.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah?
No
Ooh,
one else.
Sam Elliott.
That
yeah.
just won.
You know, he's
Katrina
actually,
just won.
He's one of my favorite actors. Love that guy.
Same with Chrissy. That's her jam right there. It's really weird to me still, but that's cool. She's got weird taste in
He's a
dudes.
great actor. You
Yeah.
kidding me? He's a great actor.
Yeah. Sam Elliott. Well done. All right. Well,
Good talking to you. I'm glad you called, not at the end of the hour. It was
Yeah.
nice to actually have a conversation with you.
Well, thanks for picking up. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And as always, you're invited to my Thursday man meet on Thursday the 5th.
Man meat?
let's
Okay.
call it something else.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Goodbye.
Okay, my guys group. How's that?
Yeah.
My guys
You
group.
guys are invited to my Thursday night Christian mingle. It's pretty great. It's all dudes. And we just hang out and love Jesus. It's the Thursday night Christian mingle. Check it out.
Is that what you really call it, though?
Every Thursday.
Your Christian man meat? Is that what you call it?
Oh, dude. We
Okay.
used to call it the man meet a long time ago when it was somewhere else. We used to actually do this. Well, I'll tell the story later.
Okay,
We need to
There
get
you
to it.
go. Gosh.
See you later.
Love you, buddy. I love that man.
Tonight on Unsolved Mysteries, ordinary people who claim they've seen extraordinary things.
Yeah.
The boy's radio is turned on by an unseen hand.
What?
9 months later, unexplained forces drove his family from their home.
Oof. Robert
At an inn near
Stack.
Philadelphia,
Okay, I'm excited for it. Yeah, Netflix is bringing it back.
Robert Stack.
Hopefully they have to get somebody with that creepy, dark voice. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be the same if they don't.
I remember the Starmie just sent me an email, and I can't believe I didn't know about this, but it makes sense because Blue State. It looks like Albuquerque's going to do what California's doing. A plastic ban.
Okay.
Okay. We need to get Mayor Keller in here and be like, listen, man, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
How's this going to help Albuquerque's trash stream?
Right. All right, let's take a quick break, guys. You want to hang out? We're live on YouTube at Star 88 FM. You can watch the show. Live from the Dreamstar Remodeling Star 88 Studios. We'll be right back.
Stephen Furtick makes it come alive in this Star PowerPoint.
Sometimes God will upset your priorities to show you his power in a new way. And I know it's hard to clap for that. But if God has been doing some unusual things in your life lately, and it seems difficult to get Jesus to follow your agenda, maybe he is reordering your priorities. Maybe what was important to you then shouldn't be important to you now, and he's trying to show you an order of importance. That's how you can know when the presence of God is really increasing in your day-to-day life. It will shift your priorities. Goosebumps don't prove the presence of God. I get goosebumps off of Bruno Mars every time. Goosebumps and feelings don't prove the presence of God. What proves the presence of God in my life is when my priorities begin to align with his.
That's a PowerPoint on Star 88.
I lace the boots up, it's straight to the door, 'cause this is worth fighting for. I get my head right, The heart's gotta follow. Whisper a prayer like there ain't no tomorrow. Take a breath, and I exhale slow. I wasn't made for this kind of cold. This ain't the kind of place that you wanna know. These are the elements, I'm telling you, bro. This world, it's up in my grill. This world, it's shooting to kill. This world always gotta be stealing my heart. This world always trying to rip my family apart. I'll fight the elements. I'll fight the elements. I got spirit, I got faith. I might bend, but I won't break. I'll fight the elements. And I'ma go down swinging. If I go down, I'ma go down swinging. If I go down, I'ma go down swinging. If I go down, I'ma go down swinging. If I go down. This ain't our home, nah, not even close. They camouflage like we fighting some ghosts. You start to doubt everything that you know. I feel the heat and it's starting to show. They try to break us, make us wanna give in. Lay down our arms, provocate us again. Lay down a fight, I could never relent. And I'ma take it all the way to the end. I'll fight the elements. I got spirit, I got faith. I might bend, but I won't break. I'll fight the elements. And I'ma go down swinging. If I go down, 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 let's go! Father God, let me see it for what it is. This ain't neutral we're up against. These elements push me to the fence, and then I end up on top of it, if I'm not careful. To recognize what is pushing in, open my eyes to these elements, stand up and rise to these elements. I'm willing to fight the elements.
Toby Mac, The Elements. It's 8:45.
Yeah, speaking of elements, it's like snowing. It's like coming down outside. How weird is this? The high today, it keeps getting lower. The high today is now 39 degrees.
Hey, what's going on in the news today?
Cold temperatures that have followed a winter storm from the Midwest to the East Coast. At least 7 people were killed in the weekend storm.
Another deadly avalanche, this time in Colorado. At least 1 man is dead.
The TSA now says we're entering uncharted territory, that the closer we get to rent and mortgage payments due on February 1st, the more workers they expect to call in sick.
Kamala Harris revealing she's running.
I am running for president of the United States. Well, first of all, let me just say I love my country. And this is a moment in time that I feel a sense of responsibility to stand up and fight.
Kentucky teens appearing to confront and stare down Native American elder. New footage showing there were other tensions before that incident.
The refs missing a crucial pass interference penalty against the Rams. Of course, with the game tied, less than 2 minutes to go. Head coach Sean Payton now saying the NFL told him the refs, quote, blew the call.
Lindsey Vonn may have skied her final race sooner than she'd hoped.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can keep going.
She might be done, in too much pain to keep racing.
Don't you quit on me. Don't you quit on me. Don't ever quit. Stormy's funny this morning.
Yeah. Dude.
A lot of people chiming in on Buck's comment. Yeah, I found some pretty interesting facts about Unsolved Mysteries. Dude, get this. Matthew McConaughey, that was like his first acting job.
Shut up.
Yeah, it was Unsolved Mysteries.
All right.
Yeah. That's amazing, right?
Yeah.
So I guess back in the day, they couldn't afford, because they had such a low budget, and they couldn't afford like actors to reenact the stories. So they didn't get actors. If you go back and watch, the acting's really bad.
Yeah.
And it's because they're not professional like actors.
Yeah.
But then
I
when
just
they
thought I was going to start on
Yeah?
Unsolved Mysteries.
That'd be a cool place to
Guy
start.
that like
actually.
got abducted by the UFO or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, but then as they as the show got more popular and they got a little bit more budget, they started going after those Hollywood actors, and Matthew McConaughey appeared as a shirtless murder victim in an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. They got the guy. That's right. They found him around Bryan, Texas. That was the cool thing about Unsolved Mysteries, is that like half of the Unsolved Mysteries that they talked about got solved because of the show. And they ended up, this episode that Matthew McConaughey was in, they got the guy because of Matthew McConaughey's amazing acting.
Heck yeah, bro. That's exactly why.
That's exactly why. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm kind of excited about it. I guess it all depends on who they get, though, to host it. You guys can chime in 505-338-3700 if you'd like to call in, be a part of the show. You can text in as well. What's the live line number?
505-585-LIVE. That's 505-585-5483. Text in, hang out.
Yeah, I remember watching an episode of Unsolved Mysteries, and there was a town called Swastika Acres.
What?
I made that up about Unsolved Mysteries. But no, there's a place called Swastika Acres.
That's real.
In Colorado. It's had that name for 111 years. Back when the swastika was a symbol of luck before the Nazis, ruined it forever. That's a cool, if you go up to Mountain Air, New Mexico, there's a hotel there, and at the outside of the hotel on the wood, there's a gate right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's the swastikas on there. And when we first went up there, I was like, why is there Nazi symbols? Well, it's because before the Nazis took it, it was actually a symbol for luck. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
But I feel like, man,
Swastika Acres. So Luck Acres was like originally what it was called. But
dude, World War II was like 80 years ago.
I know. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, probably a good idea to finally change the name.
Yeah.
And so the city council, they decided, well, maybe it's time to get rid of this name.
Personally, I think it's a bad name. It's offensive, basically, to as what happened with the use of swastika in World War II.
We found it a little interesting, to say the least. It's just because it kind of has a bit of a negative context. I can definitely understand why people would want to get rid of it, just because of the meaning behind it.
Yeah, I'm just a little confused. Like, why now are they just going, yeah, maybe we need to change this?
Because of our sensitive culture that we live in.
I feel like
they've had this name for 111 years.
I feel like even without the sensitive culture, it probably would have been a bad idea to have your name as Swastika Acres.
But if that's been your name for 111 years, that means they've had that name for 30 years before World War II? So before it was taken over? Ugh.
It's like a lot of people, they named their kids ISIS. Do you remember this? When ISIS became...
And then ISIS became a thing.
The big
and all of a sudden
terrorist
it's
group,
like,
yeah. Oh my
great.
gosh. My daughter's name is ISIS. Yeah. My Facebook and Instagram is ISIS. Great. I got to change it. Because ISIS, I can't remember what that was, but that was... had nothing to even do with the terrorist group at all.
Yeah.
Because even on Smallville, remember Smallville? They, what's her face's headquarters was like ISIS something. I remember watching it going, wait, ISIS? But it wasn't a thing back then.
That was because ISIS was that, as lineage said, ISIS is an Egyptian goddess. So at the time, it was referencing something else entirely, and then ISIS came on the scene. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, you never know, man. You never know. Like Buck's Christian man meat. He probably should change that, bro.
He did.
You know, can't call it that anymore.
Well, remember when Barack Obama was running for president? His middle name's Hussein, and people were like irate over this guy's middle name as if he had anything to do with
He's
being
Muslim,
named
man.
Hussein. But it was
proof right there. He's Muslim.
Okay. Gosh.
Right.
But that
Proof's
was
in the pudding right
dude,
there.
but that's what happened. People lost their minds, and I'm going, okay. Yeah.
I mean, right there. It's in his middle name, Hussein. Come on.
Somebody said, imagine if people find it offensive now, like how much more were people offended back in the 40s when they were actually fighting the Germans in World War II?
Right. Swastika Acres.
Yeah.
Okay.
And where is this, Colorado?
Yeah, it's in Colorado.
So weird to me.
So what do you change your name to? Are they going to have a competition?
I know, right?
Do you just call it Lucky Acres? Maybe they just go with that. Because that's what swastika meant was luck, so why not just change it to Lucky Acres? Looks like a beautiful little town
But they haven't had a sign like that in years, apparently, right? Like it's not like, here's some swastikas, welcome to our park.
Yeah, I would hope not.
Enjoy your
Welcome
time
to Swastika
here.
Acres.
Yeah. Bodie McBoatface.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please let our public name this. It's going to be some really, really dumb name. Or it'll be something sweet like 100 Acre Wood.
That's a good one.
I know. Winnie the Pooh, man. Everybody's all about Pooh right now. That got nominated for, I think, best, what was it? I was just looking at the Oscar nominations. Best, where is it? Visual effects.
Okay.
Christopher Robin.
Yeah.
But also Solo, a Star Wars story, Ready Player One, First Man, and Avengers Infinity War.
I think I'd take Ready Player One on that.
On best? No.
Dude, I loved that movie. I thought
I
it was
did
great.
too, but I think Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Solo is my jam. My jam, but I would still say Avengers Infinity War for visual effects.
When are the Oscars? It tonight?
No, they literally announced them today.
When is it happening?
When is it? March? I don't even remember. Sunday, February 24th.
Okay. What do we got?
Well, Best Picture, a big thing happened. The first ever superhero film nominated for Best Picture, Black Panther.
Nice. That's cool.
But is it?
Why isn't it cool?
I'm like nerdy Marvel guy, and I was kind of going, how is that? Like, that's what finally got an Oscar nomination.
What would you pick for a superhero movie?
The Dark Knight. That wasn't nominated for Best Picture. Heath Ledger won for Best Supporting Actor, which was fantastic, but
yeah,
Dark Knight was not nominated. Captain America: Winter Soldier. That was an incredible film. Robert Redford.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, but maybe the impact. I think maybe
culturally.
Yeah, I mean, think what it did for culture. You know, that movie had a huge impact.
Yeah, Black Klansman, Green Book, Bohemian Rhapsody, Vice, The Favorite, Roma, A Star is Born, and Black Panther are the nominees for Best Picture.
Yeah, I haven't seen a few of those movies.
Yeah, right? I've seen 2 of the 8.
I saw one, Black Panther. That's it.
You didn't see A Star is Born?
I won't watch that. No way.
Oh,
There's no way I'm watching that.
Making you watch it.
No way.
Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Listen,
Yeah.
Max, I love you, man. I love you so much.
I don't want to cry.
Come on, you want to cry.
No, dude.
I want to see Roma. It's a foreign language film. I heard it's amazing. I have not seen Bohemian Rhapsody, but everybody keeps talking about it.
Black Klansman, I want to see that.
How did we skip a couple of these movies? I don't know. And the rest I'm going, boring.
We still haven't seen Aquaman. Did you watch it?
I did not. I want to. And did you see that he's coming?
Yeah, he is.
Guys, we're getting him in this.
Jason Momoa, yo.
It's going to happen.
Momoa, yo.
It's going to happen. Somebody else said Logan,
Jason
not
Momoa.
nominated for it. See?
Yeah.
There's some that should have been. Black Panther's cool, but...
Did it get nominated in any other category?
It got nominated in 7 categories.
Beautiful. That's cool.
What was interesting to me, it was nominated in, visual effects and makeup and costume design and all these things, but no best supporting actor, actress whatsoever, but best picture.
All right.
Yeah. It was great. I loved it. Don't get me wrong. But come on.
But come on, guys.
But come on.
All right, we got to take a break. Hang out with us. Tam, she'll be joining us here in a little bit. Quality Tam Tuesday. Live from the Dreamstyle Remodeling Star 88 Studios. We'll be right back.
This is Ground Wire with Sean Dunn. Ground Wire.
Recently, while having a conversation with a teenager, he asked me if his life mattered. Turns out he's been living a confusing life trying to figure out if anyone really cared. He told me that his friends seemed to offer inconsistent support, his family was so dysfunctional that they rarely spoke, and he struggled trusting even with the positive comments and promises that were offered by those closest to him. Although it would be great if every one of us had a group of friends and family that always believed the best, remained through difficult times, and offered constant encouragement, that is not the situation that many find themselves in. Some search their entire lives for an authentic relationship, but struggle to find it because they look for it in fallible people. The only true source of unconditional love is the God of creation. The Bible says that he knew you before the foundations of the world. He loved you while you were still a sinner, and he sacrificially gave his son Jesus in order to ensure a relationship with you. His unconditional love declares that he will love you no matter who you are, what you have done, and where you're going. His love for you is unshakable and unchangeable, and if you let him, he will convince you that your life really does matter.
To find out more, click on groundwire.net. Groundwire.net. Pastor Jack Graham and a Star 88 Supernova.
The reasons that Simon Peter failed are the same reasons that we fail, and we do fail. Whether it's a sinful choice, or bad behavior of some kind, a denial, a refusal to stand up for Christ, we wilt in the face of pressure. Why would we deny the Lord? Well, one is pride. We all have this commonality. We all deal with pride and presumption. And one of Peter's problem was that he overestimated his own ability. He was way overconfident. Though all the rest of these may deny you, not me. I'm the big fisherman. I'm the tough guy. And he was all about himself. He was way self-sufficient.
Catch Pastor Jack Graham, PowerPoint, broadcast weekdays at 10:30 a.m. on our sister station, KNKT. This is KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe. Rebroadcast on KKCJ, Cannon Air Force Base, KPKJ, Mintmore, K201CC, Las Cruces, K203EZ, Alamogordo, K207CQ, Gallup, K211CW, Hobbs, K212EH, Silver City, K214DE, Antonito, K218AK, Artesia, K250AB, Roswell, K293AO, Alamosa, K228DQ, Portales, in the free app for iOS and Android, and online at star88.fm.
We hide pain in the weirdest places, broken souls with smiling faces, fighting for surrender, for now and the after, yeah. Just look around and you see that people are scared to say how they really feel. Oh, we all need a little honesty, yeah. You are loved, your heart's in 1,000 pieces. If you're lost and you're far from reason, just look up, know you are loved. Just look up, know you are loved. When it feels like something's missing, if it hurts but you can't find healing, just look up, know you are loved. Just look up, know you are loved. We're not made to be superheroes, photoshopped, all size zeros, a light not expected, but not quite perfected, yeah. Look up, see the sun is shining, You are love.
Stars go dim. You are loved. It's on Star 88. It is 9:04.
High today of 40 degrees.
The Morning Invasion.
I smell something real sweet. Real sweet right now. You smell that, Steve?
Just me. It's
oh,
me.
hi. Where'd you come from? Good morning. Good morning.
Guten Morgen to you.
Knew I smelled something real sweet.
How about my huge hair, though? Do you guys see my huge hair? Wow.
Looks good.
That's
I
what
like
happens
it.
when you go to bed with your hair wet.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like for me when I
All
wake
curly?
up. Boom. Yeah. Wow.
I like that boom look.
You know, and then I had to put my bangs back because they were like these little curly, like hot messes. Just bing, 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 bing. So I put them back. Now I'm just up in there. If I get electrocuted, ain't nobody gonna know the difference.
Oh,
Good
Tam, good
morning.
morning. Welcome to the program. How was your weekend?
Oh my gosh, it's been the weekend already. It's crazy. It was great. It was good. We had a blast. Skip spoke on prayer. Were you there for that?
No, I was not.
Okay, maybe you should show up once in a while. But then
You mean on Tuesday mornings?
on Sunday
Oh,
and
yeah. I was in
Saturday-
California surprising my wife for her 40th
40th birthday.
Yeah, so
Oh
sorry.
gosh, she looked so cute.
Next. Thank you.
So good job on you for that.
Yeah.
I don't know, what does that mean? Good on you?
Good on you.
Good on you for that, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I was considering putting lotion in my hair to kind of tame the crazy wild
I've
mane.
heard that girls do that.
Oh, it's beautiful. It works
Yeah.
every time. I have a regular oil, like a little hair oil thing that I have. Or if I run out of that, I just use lotion. I really do.
Wait, can we just pause for a second?
Sorry.
You went from prayer this Sunday with Pastor Skip
Well, I
to
figured I had
back
to keep
your
talking
hair.
because none of you were there. So
Oh.
it's like, what's the point?
So you went back to your hair.
So I went back to my hair. Hey, have you been working on your strength, on your inward strength since the last time we spoke last
Inward
Tuesday?
strength. What were we talking about last
We were
Tuesday?
talking about how you had a breakout on your head.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I will tell you this though. I have a story to tell you.
Oh, you do? Good.
Can we get some scary music going?
Oh, nice. Yes, we can.
Okay,
Of
thank
course
you.
we can.
Now, it all started.
Wait, I need a chair.
This is going to be a 3 minute.
start
If I'm not
talking,
going to be interrupted, it's going to be exactly 3 minutes.
Okay, that's why I needed a chair, because I'm going to pull up a nice chair and pretend like I'm paying attention. Instagram.
Here we go.
I love this, Tam.
Okay, are we there yet? Any?
Yep.
Just
go ahead.
let me know.
I'm ready.
Okay, great. So there I was. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
Is this scary enough?
Okay,
for
I
you?
don't know.
Is this
That's
scary
no,
enough
I
for
don't
you?
like it.
Whoa,
No,
whoa,
okay, no, I don't like that. That's terrifying. I hate it.
Okay.
Change it.
Go ahead.
I don't like it. Put happy music. Forget it. So there I was, minding my own business.
Uh-huh.
I put my scarf on, right?
Yes.
And I hear in my scarf, I hear, and I'm thinking,
no.
that's a weird noise.
In your scarf?
I thought it was in my scarf,
You had
right?
a
I'm thinking,
woodchuck
what's
in
my
your scarf?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You had a woodchuck.
Again, this could be 3 minutes if
It's like,
I'm gonna just make sure it's 5. Okay, so here's the deal. I turn around, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? So I'm like, ugh, and I'm in my closet. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I get grossed out and I take off my scarf. That music or that voice thing is dry. It's like down my neck. I cannot handle this. Change it. I hate it all.
Okay,
Make
go
it better.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So then I take the scarf off of my head. Okay, stop it. I hate it.
You
Stop.
said you wanted scary music. for your
Music. Scary
story.
like the dun dun dun.
Okay,
like,
there you go.
Okay, thank you. So I'm taking off my scarf.
Uh-huh.
And okay, I cannot do this. I'm not kidding. I hate that so much.
You don't like clowns?
You
don't like clowns? Jeez.
Hate this.
Huh. You
Dexter.
said you wanted scary music. It's snowing outside. There's clearly a miniature clown in your scarf. Chopping wood for his miniature house. Chop, 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 chop.
Stop! I'm freaking out. Change
not even
it.
the real
All right, I
story.
changed it.
Gosh, just
Focus on your story.
Tell your stupid
Okay,
story.
so there I was, and I have my scarf on my neck, and I'm like, there's this noise in the back of my head. And I'm like, what is that? So I take off my scarf. I'm like, oh my gosh, freaking out. So I take it out and I kind of brush it out. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if there's like a spider? You know, I sprayed for bugs. There's no
Praying
bugs. I'm like, what is going
Skip
on?
was just speaking
Maybe it's
on
a
prayer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, what the heck? So I take off my scarf, nothing there. I'm like, maybe it's in my hair. So I get my hair and I'm like, what's in my hair? So I freak out. I'm freaking out.
Okay.
Then it goes away. I'm like, okay, maybe it's nothing, no big deal. I go on my way, who cares, whatever. A few hours later, I'm sitting down and I hear, I don't even have, I don't even have the scarf on. I don't have a scarf on.
Okay.
I'm thinking, is that thing,
Yeah.
like, what if there's something latched to my head?
Yeah.
What is going on? It sounds like a bug. It's what it sounds like. It sounds like a real bug, like a real bug. So I'm like, it could be a spider. I don't know. It's got little clampers. I'm freaking out. Couple hours go by, I kind of like, pull back. I sort of like put my fingers in my ears and I kind of like try to adjust my hair and whatever. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be fine. Don't freak out. The day goes by, nothing happens, no big deal. I go meet my cousin for dinner. This is day 2.
Wow. You
And
still
I'm sitting at dinner, and that night I'm sitting there at Flying Star, and all of a sudden I hear,
No way.
and I like drop my head because I'm thinking something's behind me or there's like something coming at me. So and my cousin's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Is there a bug? Do you see a bug?" And then all of a sudden I hear in my left ear.
Oh my gosh.
Like a flapping wing.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I am freaking out. I am officially like, I'm gonna throw up. I don't know what to think. And I'm smacking the side of my
Did a bug lay like eggs in your ear and they hatched?
Exactly what I thought too. And then I'm looking at my cousin. I was like, dude, there is a bug in my ear. I've heard the kick, kick, kick sound. I've heard the flapping wings. There is something in my ear. She's like, Tam, don't stick anything in there. I'm like, I've got to get something in there. I'm like, can you see this? I'm freaking out. I'm looking in my ear. Nothing. I'm freaking out. Finally, the next day, same thing happens. I don't know what to do. My ear starts aching like crazy.
Oh my gosh.
There's a girl on this campus who actually had to go to the doctor because she had a bug like an inch long inside who had it had embedded itself into her eardrum.
No.
Dead serious. So I have the exact same symptoms as this girl. And I'm like, girl, I got to go to the doctor. I've got to go to the doctor. Girl, I'm going to the doctor. So then I finish the weekend. The weekend happens. My eardrum is killing me. I've got my in-ears in. It's just a mess. I go see the doctor for other reasons, which were my hip and my hand, right, that I had fallen. And then I said, before I leave,
I heard something in my ear.
would you mind checking my ear?
I thought they were supposed to do that at the doctor. They put the little thingy in your ear and they like do the little.
They didn't do it.
They didn't do that?
Because they were. I was a follow-up for my back and my hand.
Oh, it was just a
When I
follow-up.
fell.
I thought they always checked
And he
your
was a new
ears.
guy, and I'm like, can you just do it? Like, come on, man.
Damn, what was in your
You know,
ear?
don't put it on my whole like
What's in
weapons
the
comp
box?
thing.
Oh, what's in the box?
So he looks in my ear, and I'm like, I take a deep breath, and he says, looks like you broke out in your inner ear.
You what?
Wait, what?
Broke out. What does that mean?
Wait.
I broke out.
Like
You
a
what?
high schooler? Like you got acne in your ear? That's the whole story.
You broke out in your ear?
You broke out?
Yeah, you have.
Or like there was a heist and your ear was put in jail and it broke out.
What broke out?
Like, what do you mean? You broke out in your ear. Like a dance party broke out?
Yeah.
And that was why it was like it was river dance, so all of the like clack, 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 clack broke out.
What are you talking about? Ear
Party.
acne?
Broke out in her ear.
I did not expect that response.
What broke out?
It was like one little measly pimple
Oh my gosh! Seriously?
And that's what was making all the noises in your ear?
So I asked him. He said, "You broke."
Okay.
He said you broke out. It's like right on the canal, like right on the inside part.
Oh.
On the left, there's a little baby.
Little
So there's
pimple?
no praying mantis.
Little pimple?
That little thing was a nightmare, making my entire ear ache and hurting. But what he said was, it was just wax breaking up and through. He's like, take a decongestant.
Wow.
That
was your story.
Dude, Paul nailed it. That was the most
We
dramatic
totally-
telling of an ear pimple ever.
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 Oh, man. Woo!
I'm glad it wasn't a bug. That
Guys,
was a freak
I
out.
needed you to feel what I felt.
We did.
I needed you to
We
know.
felt it all.
And I also want you to feel what I felt like when I found out it was a
No, I felt all
little
that too.
baby.
Very disappointed.
Yeah, I think it's like a nest.
I felt
I don't think it's a
disappointment,
pimple. I think it's a nest.
Frustration.
He said, I can assure you there are absolutely no bugs in your ear. I was
Brian
like,
says,
oh.
Tam, that was totally irresponsible. Well done.
Good.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Ski.
To Ski?
Yep. Listening.
Our boy Leonard says that that's moth eggs. The doctor's clearly incompetent, so enjoy that.
Ew, no, don't
Yeah.
say things like that.
You did say he was new, and he didn't even check your ears. So, can you
You're
really
right.
trust his expertise?
Well, he did check my ears now that I asked him to.
Uh-huh. And he's like, it looks like a singular pimple. Or that's where they laid their eggs.
Ew, that's what I thought. That's
That's
literally
where
what I thought. I was like,
the opening where the eggs were
okay,
laid.
I'm so grossed out. I can't even think straight. That's disgusting.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, I just laughed so hard my face hurts.
Perhaps the answer will come someday soon, when the skies open up over another small community and the blobs once again fall to earth.
Unbelievable.
So anti.
Have you seen
climactic.
the thing, the beauty eyes? What is it? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. The eye of the beholder.
The Eye of
something?
the Beholder.
Yeah.
It's an old Metallica song.
No, it's the
New series on Netflix?
No, the
New
Twilight
book?
Zone.
Twilight Zone? Oh, yeah.
You guys seen that one?
Dude, the old school one, the 80s?
Like,
Yeah,
are we
yeah, the
talking,
old
like,
school.
black and
Yeah, the
white
black and
Twilight
white.
Zone?
Dude, those are freaky.
They are freaky. They're on Netflix.
Yeah, you guys ever see that episode of MASH from the 60s?
Have you guys ever seen
That one episode that I'm not describing at all? It was crazy.
The Eye of the Beholder? That's the name of it.
What is it about?
I can't tell you. I'll give it away.
Wait, what do you mean you'll give it, like, spoiler alert? It's 40 years old. Nobody's going to watch it. Guys, I don't want to ruin it in case anybody watches Nick at Night at 2:30 in the
Nick at
morning
Night.
and this episode happens to come on ever. This black and white TV show is crazy. I don't want to spoil it for, anyone over the age of 84 that is stuck in a home and it has to listen to our morning show and then turns it to Twilight Zone all day.
I beat all
Good
odds.
old Reginald.
You realize we do live in the
Reginald
Twilight
at the
Zone.
home.
Oh my gosh. You played that music and it reminded me, and that's my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a plot twist. You're like, what? Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know, Netflix is bringing it back like a new series, just like Unsolved Mysteries. Did you realize? I got a trailer for the first episode.
Are they bringing back Matlock too?
I am officially running.
What?
For President of the United States.
Oh, that was the weirdest dream. Ooh, I gotta turn on the TV.
It is my high honor and distinct privilege to introduce to you the President-elect of the United States of America, Donald Trump.
That's the first episode of the new Twilight Zone on Netflix.
No,
That's for my parents.
No.
My mom's going to shoot me a text any second now. That was not okay,
That's not
Joseph.
okay, Joseph, you liberal. Stop hanging out with Steve-O. He's clearly affecting you.
He is so left.
Yeah, she
He
thinks
is so left.
She thinks I'm like so left.
You and
I'm
Pastor
like,
Jason Mills.
I have a Ronald Reagan T-shirt. Like
Nah,
it says
I'm
old
pretty
school.
sure you're left.
It says old school conservative, and it's a giant face of Ronnie Reagan. But I'm so left.
Well, every time I try to even speak
You know
president's name, you shut me down.
You know what would be great is if that shirt said, "Here's Ronnie."
Okay.
You know they have one.
So weird.
Tam, we got to take a break, all right?
Man.
Woo! Won't you hang with us for a little bit longer?
Yes.
All right. You can check out Tam's beautiful, puffy, powerful hair this morning.
Huge hair, just huge.
Her boom hair. All right, we're live on YouTube at Star 88 FM, and we'll be right back after this.
Amy Grant in concert. February 23rd at Inn of the Mountain God. Details online at innofthemountaingods.com. Star 88 thanks Inn of the Mountain Gods for their support.
As you seek a refreshed personal relationship with the Lord, remove the clutter. Join Pastor James McDonald this week to learn how to be free from religion and learn what it means to be truly mindful of the presence of the Lord. But that's not all. We'll also begin a listener favorite teaching series titled, Lord, Change My Attitude. Refresh the heart, spirit, and mind this week on Walk in the Word.
Make an appointment with James McDonald. Weekdays at 12:30 p.m. on our sister station, KNKT 107.1 FM. Tony Evans. This is a Star 88 Supernova.
The purpose of marriage is the relational expansion of the purposes of God in history through what he calls in verse 15, seeking a godly offspring. In other words, he doesn't want you to have children just to have lookalikes. He wants you to have children to raise up a godly seed who spring out and spread the image of God worldwide. Happiness comes off of the purpose of covenant being fulfilled. But if you stuck at happy and never get around to covenant, happy will die. Because happy is not a strong enough anchor.
That was Pastor Tony Evans on a Star 88 Supernova.
Take what I know and break it all apart.
That's vertical. Vertical.
Not goal.
Okay, well, that was embarrassing.
Nope.
Slow your roll there, Hawk Nelson.
No need to get all crazy.
There. I don't know why I did that, Tam. Was that you?
Well, I wish that you would be a little more experienced in the job that you're working.
You're probably right. It's 9:24.
Hi to Dave.
What?
Hi to Dave.
40 degrees?
I didn't know the answer.
Okay, everybody, I've got a real treat for you.
It's the Morning Invasion with Dax and Steve-O.
Good morning,
And
Tam.
quality. I don't know why I'm not in there. I just feel like Tuesdays should be.
You want sweepers?
It's the Morning Invasion with Dax, Steve-O, and quality. Like, I don't know why I'm
you're
not
very consistent.
I am consistent.
You have been.
How many years have I been coming on this show? Years. I was here before you were here, Dex.
That's not true.
Snap.
I've been here for so long.
No. You are hooked to. You are hooked. Don't move.
What? I'm hooked?
Oh, yeah, you are.
Oh, wow, I am hooked.
You're hooked?
I got you.
Yeah, he can't. Oh, my gosh. Wow,
Thanks,
did you
Tam.
see that? She just
You're
lifted
strong. You lifted me up. Wow.
You lift me up.
Oh, my gosh.
I literally lifted you with one hand.
Stand on my
Oh my gosh, my back. I injured my back.
Oh.
You okay?
I'm okay.
Dude, speaking of injured backs, we Airbnb'd it this weekend out in California, which was like, yeah, we got a place right by the beach. Why is this so cheap? Turns out you should really check all the descriptions and make sure that everything's up to snuff.
The drug house?
No, it was fine.
Crack house.
It was just clearly everyone in California loves IKEA because everything in the little studio place that we're staying at was IKEA, including the mattress that really doubled more as like a pillow. It was less than an inch thick, and you could feel like the bars on your back.
Like prison
it was
mats.
Yeah, but I think you get a better mat in prison. So
okay.
Yeah. So
That's too bad.
it was bad.
Jeez.
It was real bad.
Well, you were by the beach, dude.
Yeah, so it's like, do you want to leave a bad review because their mattress was
Yeah,
clearly
or you
like
just say like, "Hey, I'm gonna go sleep on the sand."
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I would grab my pillow and blankie and just get out
Pillow
there.
and blankie.
I would snuggle up.
Are you allowed to sleep on the beach? Is that allowed? I don't think it is.
There were a lot of people sleeping out there. So
Oh, totally. Totally. I would go
I'm
like
not kidding.
tent.
I wasn't kidding. There were a lot of homeless
I would do
people.
like
That's
an
what I was
open-
saying. I was wondering if maybe it's not legal to do because
I
they're
mean, it's the
homeless.
world.
Here's
it's the
what
land.
was freaking me out. I forgot that recreational marijuana is allowed in California. So there were a lot of
Oh, it
homeless
is?
dudes chilling on the beach, smoking weed. And so we're walking down the beach, and it's just like
Skunks everywhere.
clearly everywhere. And this motorcycle cop's going, and I'm like, oh, dude, those guys are about to get so busted. Where's he going? And I just kept
He's
driving
like, "Hey,
on.
can I get a hit?"
Dude.
No, did he say that?
Just everywhere.
We'd be PG-13 right now because we're describing drugs.
Yeah.
So
It was, yeah.
that's scary.
It was weird. Yeah.
Did you guys drive a lot of places?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we rented a car. so
like
we could
traffic
drive
wasn't
around.
crazy.
Traffic was crazy, especially towards Los Angeles. Because we
Yikes.
did the Hollywood Los Angeles thing. We went to a Clippers Golden State Warriors game at the Staples Arena downtown LA. Dude, this is how I know that I'm weirded out by people. We pull into this lot to grab dinner before the NBA game, and we were meeting everybody there for the game, and Staples are right across the street, and I pull into this parking lot, and it was like $25 for parking, right? And you got to go to
Really?
this self-pay thing. So I'm walking over there, and all of a sudden this guy goes, "Hey, you, come here." That's exactly how it went. And I look up, and there's this big, looming, terrifying black man in a giant, like, Escalade. Like,
And he's
signaling
talking
me
to
over,
you?
And he's talking to me. And I'm like, 1 second. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go stash behind this pay area, and I'll pay for my parking, and then I'm just gonna like army crawl back to my car so he doesn't see me. And he goes, "No, I'm talking to you."
To you?
And I'm like, yeah. And I look, and I'm like pointing at myself, and I'm like, "Are you talking to me?" And he goes, "Yeah, dude, get over here." And I'm going, This is how I die
This
on a
is the
Friday
last day
night.
of my life.
Yeah,
I need to
dude.
see Steve-O running as fast as he
But
can
at
the
this
opposite
point,
direction.
I'm like, yeah. But at this point, I'm like, well, Chrissy's in the car still. I can't abandon her.
Oh,
There's nowhere to run.
He had a parking spot for you, and,
And
he
I'm
was
like,
going to charge you.
And I just start walking over there because there's signs everywhere like only pay at the station, do not, because everybody's trying to sell you parking, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, yeah, it's $30. Yeah,
That's
don't worry
it?
about that.
Oh, you need a space?
Just pay me. You need,
That
So
happens.
it does happen a lot. Everywhere
believe
we
it.
went, we got hit up. So I'm going, all right, I'm just going to have to talk my way out of this one. So I start walking over there. I'm like, yeah, what's up? And he goes, yo, man, I've been trying to flag you down. I'm leaving, but I paid for overnight parking. Here, just take my tab.
No.
And he handed me his ticket for parking for $25.
Wow.
What?
And I'm like, well, thank you. That's very kind of you. And he's like, yeah, man, enjoy the game. And he gets in his car and leaves. And I'm going, man, I am the worst of humans.
Yeah, right.
This dude was trying to hook me up with
think
free
about
parking.
how many times
Thinking you're gonna get cut.
Dude, this happens to me when I'm out Ubering, Tam,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't do it anymore because I lost sleep over this. When I take
Judging
Uber rides,
who you're picking up.
when I take Uber rides and I get an alert on my phone, their picture will pop up, and if they look sketchy, I won't accept it. But every time I've accepted the when I have that feeling like, oh my gosh, maybe I shouldn't accept this because I'm judging them hard because of their
Yeah.
picture. Dude, I have a great ride with that person.
Really?
Like I probably have missed out on opportunities like
Because of
awesome
that.
like talks or whatever. Just
Yeah.
I don't ever pass up
And
rides
also,
anymore.
like, have you ever just taken a great picture for a headshot? Just like a rando headshot? I mean, you do, obviously, like, great.
Rando headshot.
Like when people like take pictures for their stuff
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
it's like they're probably mostly dudes. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Like that you're thinking are sketchy.
Yeah.
So there's some
Dudes aren't the best at the headshots.
Sometimes they're not the
Yeah.
best. Sometimes they're not like really into it.
I felt bad, but to be fair, like everywhere we had gone previously, people
almost
were
got
like
cut.
trying to, no, seriously, they'll like walk up to your car like, hey man, you want to park here? It's $20. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go pay. No, you don't have to pay over there. You can just pay me right now.
Just right here. Right
And I'm
here,
like,
right now.
Yeah,
Damn.
sorry, man.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Do not pay anyone for parking.
Yeah.
Only pay attendant or only pay the box. Because
Right.
there's like pre-parking spot. And yeah, people just bum rushing the car trying to get money from you.
When I was in New York, I had heard about these people that are on the street.
Yeah, these people.
Okay?
Yes.
These people that are on the street. And if I wanted something great from these people, all I had to do was look them in the eyes and they would open up that bag straight up and I could get some serious deals.
Oh
But we had to do it
what?
quick. And then they'd wrap it up and they'd walk around the corner. So obviously thinking like, I probably shouldn't be a part of this. It was a simple mistake. I mean, I did it once. I did it twice.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I got like 5 bags, and I just have to tell you, it's a real thing. There's these guys on the corners of the streets of New York in Times Square, like right
Yeah.
there.
That's why you don't go to Times Square.
And they have this big homelessly looking bag on their shoulders.
Yeah?
And they throw it over their shoulder.
Like
and
Santa
they're walking.
Claus?
Yeah, but like extra big. And
That's
then
how we do it.
you look, and then like this dude looks at me, and I'm like, oh man. And then he gives me this look, and he looks a little bit longer, like, you know what I got, right? And I was like, I know what you got.
You know what I got.
So then he like nods me over, and I walk over to him. I'm like, I got $20, and he's like, go. And he lays out his bag and all these beautiful handbags that are legit handbags. I got
Legit?
like
Are
4
they
of them. So no, they weren't the fake, the faux, whatever.
Sure.
For real.
You got suckered.
I have them still. They're real. But here's the
right.
problem that I
Yeah.
didn't find out till after
Does
I
it
got
say
back.
Prada or does it
serial
say
number.
Pada?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It says Pada, doesn't it?
And they have the markings in them too to prove that they're like the little
There's
the little tag
if
things
it's
to
real,
prove.
there's serial numbers.
There's serial numbers
Does
on
it
the
say
little tag.
Gucci or
thingy.
Moochie?
No.
Moochie.
Moochie, moochie, moo. And so I realized when I got back to Albuquerque, I was like, I think I might have been part of something that was
Does
terrible.
it say Louis Vuitton or Louis Vuitton?
Louis Vuitton bag, man. Look at this. Yeah.
Because the V is a B in Spanish. They totally got me on that.
Yeah.
And so I saw these things. I realized when I came back, I think I was part of theft, and I'm so sorry. I don't know how to do that.
I was part of theft. Yo, man, I got these Rolexes. Yeah, we got an overstock of them at the store at Saks Fifth Avenue. So I'm selling them here for $20. Totally legit. You're like, I'll take more. That seems so great. How nice of you.
It
God,
literally.
hashtag blessed.
Gosh.
I'm not kidding.
God is with me.
It was literally on
Are those for Sace? That is amazing.
It was on Saks Fifth Avenue.
Thank you, Alicia.
You
man.
were so right. It was right on the corner.
Oh my gosh. That's how these people
Yeah, we got
stay
an
in business.
overstock of these 42-inch televisions. Yeah.
And my
Yeah, all
friend
of
told me,
them.
she's like, just tell him you have $20. And so since I didn't want to lie, I literally only put
Oh my
$20
gosh,
in
you
my
were
pocket.
the dumbest.
So I could tell him
I only have a 20. That's all right. That's good. We'll take 20.
And he said, he was like, all right, he's like, pick fast. That's what he told me. Choose fast. And I was like, okay. So I put it out and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so much pressure. And I was like, oh, these are real. And I'm like freaking out. And I'm like, wait a second. When I got, I'm on the flight home and I'm thinking to myself, that dude, I get it. He stole the purses. He needs to make money. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And so
Welcome
I've
to
given away, I think, 3 of the 4 purses.
You've given them away. You're like, I can't be privy to this theft anymore. I'm giving them to my other friends so they're complicit in my illegal activity. Because they're serial numbers. So if anybody's getting busted, it's going to be my friends. The ones I love the most.
Yeah.
No, I put them in a Goodwill thing.
Gosh.
You know, this is how I know your heart is pure as pure can get. Is the fact that you automatically just thought that this person
of the good of
like,
humanity.
man, this person is so like incredible. Their
I was
heart
like,
is
he's
such,
struggling.
It's such a great,
He's working
yes.
hard. He can't sell me these for full price because people won't buy them for full price. So he probably has to knock them off a little bit. But little they know, he literally knocked them off.
Yeah.
And I like, oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
I did. I'm not. I mean, obviously, like I've worked in jails and prisons before. I'm no dummy.
I mean,
but I didn't. But I did.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't. Maybe because I was on vacation. I had $20. I was excited. I was in New York.
Wow, right.
And I straight up, I'm gonna go to jail.
Probably.
I feel like now that I've
Well,
shared that,
whatever you bought was super hot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Super hot.
Oh
Well
man,
done.
I'm sorry. I just want to say I'm sorry for just all of it. You know?
Yeah.
Oh
you
my
should
gosh.
just give it away.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel terrible.
I had a guy.
Don't ever visit another country.
I had a guy at a gas station here. He pulled up to me while I was filling up my car with gas once, and pulls up right next to me and he goes, "Dude, oh my gosh, man, you were in luck today." And I'm like, "Okay." Pops open his trunk, and it was probably like a 25-inch like flat screen TV.
Yep.
He had some stereos in there, and he's like, "I just found these."
Oh my gosh.
Outside of, I can't remember what store he said, but dude, do you want one? And I was like,
lucky.
"You're gonna give me one?" It's like, "Thanks, man." And I went and grabbed it, and he's like, "That'll be $200."
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm like, "How rude!" And I just dropped it.
That happened to me on the boardwalk in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
But it was like a dude had a stack of CDs, and he was like, I'm gonna be more famous than Michael Jackson someday. Trust me." And he's like trying to give people CDs, and he's like, "Hey man, you look like you like good music. Check it out. This is my CD. Watch. What's your name? I'll sign it to you."
line.
And I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm good." And he's like, "Here, I'm gonna sign it anyways." And he signs this CD and sticks it in my hand.
Yeah.
And then he's
You're
like,
"Thanks, man."
Yeah, and I'm like, "Okay," and he's like, $20. And I'm like, I don't need your CD, man. And I tried giving it back to him. He's like, "I already signed that one." And I'm like, "No."
I already signed that one.
Here you go. Have it back because I'm not buying your CD.
But how about this?
Not buying.
Okay,
Tay would have been like,
you know,
"Oh my gosh, only $20? That's
well,
exactly how
I'm
much
just
money I
in
have."
my pocket. I literally
Oh.
have $20. My poor mother. She was making me laugh so hard. She wasn't, not for her, but I'm saying what she experienced was absolutely hilarious, but it was so sad. And I was laughing so hard, I almost peed myself. And this is why. Because she was at the gas station and this woman apparently came, she drove up it's a perfect storm.
Mm-hmm.
So this lady gets out of her car. She has a gift card. Okay? And she's trying to pay. She's trying to pay on things. She's not bugging my mom, nothing. Looks totally like normal, whatever,
this
right?
Is the setup, dude.
So
It's
she's
called
trying to
the
pay with this
setup.
gift card.
Yeah.
And so she looks like she's crying. And so my mom was like looking at her. She's like, I'm not going to go over to her. I'm not going to say anything. And the girl's like in a kind of a nice car. Doesn't look like she's necessarily struggling in a way.
She suckers people like your
Okay.
mom.
And so
Making a
my
good
mom
living.
is like, she's like, so I was about to ask her like, hey, are you okay? And my mom was like, but right before I did, this lady pulls up in front of her, gets out of the car, and this woman tells the lady, she says, excuse me, I know that this is going to look really weird, but I lost my wallet. My car is on empty. You can check. The only thing I found was a gift card in my car to try to put at least $10 or $5 or $20 or something in here. She's like, the gift card's not working. Is there any way I could give you, she goes, I read the back. She goes, can I give you this gift card for $20 and you can give me cash for $20? You can check it. It has a balance. I don't know why it's not working at the gas station. I don't know why. So the lady's like, oh my gosh. And the lady and my mom said she just was watching all of this. And the lady goes, oh, sweetie, I wish I could help you, but can I pray for you?
Nice.
Yes, she does. Can I pray for you? And the girl goes, yeah, you can pray that someone gives me $20 for this gift card.
Yeah.
And the girl was so mad.
Oh my
She
gosh.
was so mad. And she was like, is there anything else I could? She's like, you can give me I'm giving you $20. You can give me $20.
She was trying hard.
She was trying so hard. And
But you're the answered prayer.
But the lady is like stressed out of her mind. And my mom was like, she goes, I'm just watching all this whole thing thinking to myself, I really think this lady's telling the truth and this is the worst. And she's asked like two people and my mom is like just chilling. I'm like, Mom, how long did you stay? Because like it was two people who came out. She's asking everybody. And my mom's like trying to hide behind a little pump, trying to not get like in the middle of it all. And I have a feeling, I think my mom just gave her $20 and said, you can keep your gift card.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, thank you so much. And went inside and paid. And she put gas in her car. She literally was legit.
I'm calling scam.
She was
I think
legit.
it still is
I'm
a
still
scam.
calling
She
scam.
put $20 of gas in her car and she's like, thank you so much. She's like, this is so hard.
I believe that part.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's so many scam artists.
There
out
was
there.
also this homeless dude, just last story, I promise. There was this guy, he was homeless, and he seemed like a sweet guy. He was talking to everybody. He was like, excuse me, do you have this, and this? He's like, excuse me, asking for some change.
Yeah.
Panhandling a little bit.
Yeah.
And so he goes to my mom and he says, do you have any cash on you? She's like, I'm so sorry. I just have my card. I don't have any cash on me. And then she's like, but I hope you have a good day. And he stopped and he looked at her and he was like, I hope you have a very bad day.
Oh my gosh.
And walked away from her.
Dude.
My mom
you know
was
what's
like,
crazy
oh.
is the whole I only have my card thing doesn't work anymore because I've seen homeless people with the little
Square?
I'm being serious. Totally. Like, well, you can just pop $5 right here. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
And they know where you live too.
No.
Because it gives
Yeah.
Gosh.
Somebody chimed in and said there's a guy driving around Albuquerque selling knockoff surround systems. He got suckered in at a Lowe's parking lot. He told me the same thing. The company ordered too many. I got to get rid of them. He said it totally looked legit. The box said MSRP $29.99.99. And he said it was weird because the box said manufactured in Denmark. So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll just put other things in there like garbage or something, and you don't even have a sound system in there. They'll just take your money and drive off.
Man. Speaking of handing out free CDs, somebody once got a free CD from a dude who was at a hip hop show for another group. And this guy's like handing out free CDs out of a backpack. Later, he went up and performed. Didn't think much of it until years later when he blew up. Yeah, I met Macklemore at the Sunshine Theater.
Oh my gosh.
He got a CD from Macklemore.
Are
So
you
some of those
kidding
guys,
me?
maybe
Legit.
maybe not. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Tam, we got to take another break.
Okay.
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 Hang out with us. We'll be right back. Live from the Dreamstar Remodeling Star 88 studios.
Ravi Zacharias says our culture is morally suicidal. Here's Ravi on a Star 88 PowerPoint.
My professor of philosophy, Dr. Norman Geisler, has authored scores of books, wrote a 5,000-page manuscript, an encyclopedia of philosophy of religion. And he and I were having lunch one day. He'd been my professor. And I said, so are you happy this is over with? He said, well, I'm still pondering my wife's questions. He said, she read the whole manuscript shut it down, looked at me in the eye and said, Norm, tell me something truthfully. Do even you understand what you have said here? And you climb up the ladder of abstraction and you think of what the Lord said about the kingdom. He took a child and put a child in the middle and said, unless you become as one of these, neither shall you enter into the kingdom of heaven. The Lord alone gives us the sublimity of the gospel and the sophistication so that it can stretch even the greatest minds.
A Star 88 PowerPoint.
In my time I've traveled some roads, a rolling stone, nowhere feels like home. And I've seen people come then they go, and life is just a story of some highs and some lows. Tell me, do you believe in miracles? I'm standing here before your eyes. Cried many rivers, I've walked through some pain, I've seen my world crumble, and I've carried the shame. But I know somebody, he calls me his own. I can hear heaven singing out, oh, you're never alone. Oh, you're never alone. Everybody wants to be king. We put all our hope inside material things. In your light, I now understand that everything I have ain't everything that I am. Oh, but sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough. But that's when love says you're mine. Oh, now I've cried many rivers, I've walked through some pain, I've seen my world crumble, and I've carried the shame. But I know somebody calls me his own. I can hear heaven singing out, oh, you're never alone. You're never alone. Oh, I may have took some time, but now I realize my imperfections were a part of your plan. And if all things work together in the end, the broken will be beautiful.
There's not a hole too deep. That God's love is not deeper still. You've come too far to give up now. Let's go!
Walk through some pain, see my world, and I carry the shame. I know somebody can call me his own. Can you hear heaven singing now? Oh, you're never
Sing it, Tam. Sing it. I was
Man.
sitting there listening to that song going, man, Tam could do such... She could
Serious?
do way better.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Not way better. That's Tori
Way better.
Kelly.
Yeah, no.
There's not-
yeah,
not a
yeah, I'm
chance.
serious.
Now, I will say this, though. Singing her music is absolutely fun. It's great. It's awesome. And, you know, she wasn't I mean, she was known, right? She was well known in a sense, but not as well known as she was after she was a massive elephant on Sing.
What?
She got like a massive spike because she played the character on Sing, the elephant.
Oh.
She got a
See, that
huge
was
spike.
very confusing. I'm like, she was an elephant? Like, is that a fat joke?
The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
Good morning, everybody. You said it, Tam. I didn't. I didn't know what you meant.
Welcome to the show.
Quality.
Quality.
Emphasizing the quality.
Yes. Quality. Yep.
High today of 46 degrees. What is it?
I already did that.
Okay.
Good morning.
Depends on where you're looking, because Yahoo and Google are not together on this day. I've seen it off before, but I've never seen it this off before. Look at this.
Oh,
Google
my.
says the high is 40. Yahoo says 52.
12 degrees.
Yeah, right?
That's a swimsuit.
That's weird, man.
That's a...
Yeah.
Speaking of swimsuits, guess where I'm going?
Where are you going?
In like 4 days.
Where are you headed?
This place called Oho something.
Caliente.
Yohos?
Anyway, I just hear
The
that...
hot eye.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Oho means eye. Caliente is hot.
Okay.
The
But I
hot
meant as
eye.
a whole, what does that mean?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, I don't want to go to a place where, and this may just be the pessimist in me.
The deer and the antelope.
No prey. I don't want to go to a place where, like, have you guys been there? Is it like a show-off place where it's like everyone's in these like little tiny
We've
things
never
and
been
they're
there.
like
I don't know
walking
what you're
around
talking about.
soaking and rubbing on the mud and whatnot?
I don't know what you're talking about, Tam.
It's like a spa. It's like a big. Everybody goes there.
10,000 waves?
I'm like, no, that's not what. No, it's Oho something. Caliente, maybe.
That's what I think.
It's
and
local?
so this place, I think it's like an hour away.
Okay.
Or more. So I'm gonna be making this drive. I'm gonna be going.
You and Tones?
I don't know. No, I'm gonna go with some friends of mine. It's for her birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Why?
Well,
Talk
I don't
to
want
us.
to be uncomfortable.
In the mud baths with your friends?
Like, I don't know, like, who's there? Is this like an open, can we get some feedback or something? I need people to tell me if they've been to this place, what to expect. Like, is there anything weird or strange?
Like, what are you thinking? Like massage parlor, or what are you thinking?
Like, I'm thinking, like, I want people to still wear normal bathing suits. Like, is it going to be normal? Or is it going to be like these people, you know how sometimes they don't wear anything in there and sometimes
Yeah,
like,
but it's going to be all girls, right?
well, yeah, but like not in the, it's a public place.
Yeah?
And that doesn't matter. Hello, it's 2019. And even if it
Why
wasn't.
don't you just worry about yourself?
Oh, yes, correct. But I don't want to see certain things.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm concerned. I don't want to be too graphic here. I'm concerned that I'm going to see some inappropriateness.
Okay, yeah. I
And
gotcha.
I'm not on that board of seeing that.
Did you
but then,
Google it?
No, it just says it's a spa. You can do like what is it saying? What am I saying? Bath, mud
bud
treatments.
baths? Yeah.
You can get massages, which is great. It sounds incredible.
All right, people
you
are saying,
sit in
hey,
these springs or something.
Jay Marie says it's a beautiful place. She'll be fine.
Okay, there's nothing weird and inappropriate
But
about
Alicia
it.
said it's full nude. I'm almost positive. So,
Okay,
I
that's
don't know.
creepy.
Well, that's what you were asking.
I know. I don't want because this is like it's a co-ed place. It's not like just for women, even though there's just 3 of us girls going, but
Yeah.
like still.
Yeah, I get how that would be uncomfortable, especially if it was, co-ed and you don't know.
I mean, you're like, whoa, or you're like, what? Or
Yeah.
even some girls wear some things that I'm like, I don't need to see that. I don't need that in my life.
Yeah.
Put it away.
Put
You know
it
what I
away.
mean?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I get it.
So it's worthless. Neither of you have been there.
No.
I can't trust a thing you say then.
I've never been there, but
people are
I
saying
think
it's
guys
normal.
are different though, because if it was just all guys, if it was all guys and all these guys were walking around, because it's almost like the locker room, you just
Somebody said
it is
it's
what it is.
mostly old people, but in a good way. It's really quiet, no talking, normal bathing suits outside.
Thank you. Oh my
fine.
gosh, from an outside
I don't
perspective.
know why you're asking Dex and I
Thank
the
you.
attire of
We're like
Oho
the
Caliente.
last people.
As if we've ever been there like, yes, in the summer months when I bathe nude.
Hold
at
on.
Oho Caliente.
Hold on, guys. Joining
I'm
us
so cultured.
Joining us on the show right now is, I think, the owner of Oho
Yeah, okay.
Spa. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. It's Vivian.
Hi,
Jen.
Vivian. I never knew you owned this spa. That's
Oh,
cool.
please shut up.
So, no, I do not own the spa.
Okay. Go along with the bit next time.
Cam, you're going to be totally fine. It's amazing. My mom used to go every year, and she would just say that it's like a mineral hot spring.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you own a fig
Yeah.
leaf?
It's very beautiful from what my mom used to say.
Three
and
fig leaves.
you could go in there with your bathing suit or a shirt, over your bathing suit.
Beautiful.
Everybody is dressed. We'll just put it that way.
That's
good. Okay, good.
Everybody is dressed
Perfect.
in swimsuits and everything you'll be fine.
Okay,
You're
so
gonna
I'm
love
not
it.
going to feel like uncomfortable. Thank you
Vivian.
so
Thanks
much.
for calling. Great call. Thank
No, you should not feel uncomfortable at all.
Thank,
thank
you.
I will say this.
I feel
I'm
better.
glad you're asking because I lived in Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Okay.
And there were hot springs up north from Vegas.
In the
and
other
my
sense
mom-
of the word?
What?
Hot springs. I know what you
So
mean
my
by
mom
that.
would
Is that what they call them these days?
would go up there and she'd be like, "This is so good for your skin, you guys. Steven, come on, everybody get your bathing suits on." We'd go up to these hot springs and there would just be hippies, man, who
That's
were
what I'm
like
talking about.
just rocking the springs in the way God created them. Like into this world they came in nude,
all
and at the springs they're
natural.
kicking it that way.
Yep.
And I'm like a middle school
Yep.
dude going,
Not okay.
"Mom, this is gross, man," because it was always like 70-somethings who were just like in touch with themselves.
Okay, but still.
No, I
don't
know,
use
but
that
that's what I'm
phrase,
saying. It
but
was
also,
just like, hey, man.
but even if they're not old, like
I know,
don't
it's
want-
just weird.
It's not better. It's
No,
just
I
like
know, it's
I don't
weird.
want it. Okay.
I'm
Good.
glad you
Thank
asked that
you.
question. But everybody's chiming in who's been there saying, "Nah, man, it's chill."
And I'm not going to feel uncomfortable because if I'm not
Nothing
like, you know what I
weird.
mean? Like the hot springs, like how they, you know what I mean? Like, hey, she's a hot spring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be that. Like, I don't want to be, I just want to go and not deal with the stupid
know what? Don't
culture
go.
of comparison
Don't
and
go.
stupidness.
Just don't go.
Culture of comparison.
Don't go.
I'm not going.
Don't go.
I'm gonna go.
I'll go in your
I'm
stead.
gonna go.
I'll go in your stead. I own a fig leaf. It'll be great. It'll be great, man.
Yeah, those hot springs are fun though.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been?
Yeah, I grew up next to some hot springs. We go all the
Wow.
time, yeah. Where my parents have their house, it's on hot springs.
Yeah.
And our water always smelled like sulfur.
Ugh.
It was terrible.
Like eggs.
Yes.
And, yeah.
And
So-
I like everything in the bathroom turns yellow from it. It's
Oh, that's
awful.
right. So then have you ever done this? Let me tell me if you would go to jail for this or not. But
Okay, I'll tell you.
and then you can mute it. You can mute your answer
Yeah,
so
I'll
you're
mute
not.
ya.
It's not
Yeah.
recorded like mine was earlier. Thanks
Yeah.
for the fun while I've
it's
been
wrong.
out on the outs.
Yeah.
Have you, because you grew up in Montana, did you ever feel like you moseyed on by into the entrance of Yellowstone and maybe soaked in one of the geysers?
People die from doing that.
No one
people die.
moseyed on into Yellowstone.
Tam, I'm not joking around. People die from that all the time because the tourists, they think they're hot springs and they're geysers and they're like 300 degrees and they die.
Yeah,
It happens all the time.
Google it. I don't believe it till I see a real story.
You know what? I'll Google it right now. I bet you I find one.
Because, it is tempting to just want to stick your little toe right over that little bridge that they do for Old Faithful. I mean, can you imagine the minerals that you would receive?
How do you spell geyser?
Do we have a speak text anywhere?
G-E-I.
Y.
Zer.
Z-E-R.
G-E-Y.
That's what I said.
Here we go.
I said G-E-Y.
G-E-Y-S-L-E-R.
Here we go. Deaths and injuries at Yellowstone's geysers and hot springs. Here
say
we go.
it. Tell me.
Dude, this happens all the time.
No.
Yes.
What?
Okay. June 7th, 2016. Here's somebody who just slipped in and they died in the hot spring.
Okay.
Pork chop geyser.
In the
Yeah,
that sounds like a
that we
joke.
talk about because of Tam's weird
That
brain.
sounds like a
man.
joke. Pork chop geyser.
Pork chop geyser. It's true.
What?
Yeah.
Is this a fat joke? This is ridiculous.
No, I'm serious.
Did he really go in there though? Seriously?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did he like? Okay, I don't want to get
I
too
prefer
graphic,
the Mushu guys.
Did he?
Yeah. There's been
No, I want
19.
Chinese food.
Check this out. They record 19 human fatalities from falling into thermal features.
That's crazy.
What?
Yes.
Yeah. So see, that's real, Tam.
They fall?
Nobody
Yeah,
is
they
hot
fall.
springing
And you
in
would think
the
you'd be able to
geysers.
just get out of the geyser. No, because they're over 202 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's
because
how.
your body's already burned up by the time you're trying to grab yourself
Yeah.
to pull yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
That's
it's like
terrifying.
liquid acid.
It really is.
I'm not going.
Yeah. And it
Dude,
seriously.
I would have to do the thumbs up thing as I was going down, like the end of Terminator 2. With
Oh, we gotta go.
Like going into the thumbs up, guys.
That is so sad. That's the worst.
Cam, you stay out of the parks.
Okay.
Hasta la vista, baby.
All right, we're done, guys.
I'm out.
We're out. Tam, we love you.
Love
Stormy,
you
love
guys.
you. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye.
That's all we got. There ain't no more. That's right. Time is tight. It's the end of the show.
Whether at home or the workplace, we're all leaders. Become a better leader in this leadership moment with Craig Rochelle.
What is an artificial restraint? If you have a lot of anything, let's say you have a lot of time, or for some reason you have a lot of excess capital, you got a lot of manpower, what I would ask you to do is consider